I wasn't kidding earlier. If y'all want a response video or like a response episode, I'll do it. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But that is later. That I believe is later news.
Oh yeah, that's later. For sure. For now,
we have the last episode.
The Kickstarter fight I've been waiting for.
No, really. It's almost like it was your most wanted.
I guess it's time to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Yes.
Oh man, you all are not ready for this.
Stand aside, Goku versus Superman. It's our time. It's our time now.
Yeah.
Because Destiny has chosen this matchup.
Man, if y'all knew, okay, well let's actually see what this is. So next time on Death Battle, the long-awaited 2025 finale. We are getting the childhood matchup of the ages. It is Ash Ketchum versus Yugi Moto.
Pokemon Master versus King of Games.
May have not been episode 200, but we still got it this year. Rest assured, we still got it.
Yes.
I'm actually going to work that way because I'll actually be able to do a reaction to it.
Yay!
Yeah, things actually. Yeah, honestly, it probably worked out better this way.
Yes.
Honestly, yeah. Like,
but wait a minute. How did this not get to episode 200 originally? Because not everybody is a champion or knows the situation.
Because Ruby vs. Maka fits better, and watch Pokemon.
Yeah, well, okay, look, just
look at the amount of episodes it has.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. Yeah, like this.
Yeah, the research.
Yeah, this shit is crazy.
And Bro's about to tell us.
Yeah, I don't think y'all understand just how much I'm putting into this one. Because I made the comments on Blue Sky. I'm not subtle. I did research this one. I don't claim to be subtle. But what y'all probably don't know is that I know this is probably better to save for when we actually get to why this is important. But I spent the last year and a half watching Pokemon. I mean, I will grant I did do a lot in that time that isn't Pokemon, but even still, like, if that isn't a good enough explanation for why this episode took so long, I don't like it's 1,200 episodes over 23 movies and a bunch of other like specials and shit here and there. And then also Ash appears in Pokemon Masters, so there's probably going to be that too. Yeah. Oh, and also, hey, Army Battle. Did you think we were done?
Exactly.
Army Battle that doesn't involve Dr. Eggman?
Gasp.
Impossible.
They exist. Who knew? Yeah, and also it's also just like it's Yu-Gi-Oh. There's Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, I don't know what you expected.
Yep.
Yeah, if you grew up in the early 2000s, like you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you somehow don't, well, then you grew up with Digimon, in which case you're a loser.
Damn. Oh.
I'm
And you
joking, I'm
lost-
joking.
And you lost respect from half of our Digimon fan. Damn. This is so sad.
Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's like, just, I guess to put it in a simpler way, the Pokemon anime is over 20 years old. Did you really think that we're going to be able to research all of that in a short period of time? I don't think so. It's like, yeah,
And keep in mind, that's what researching. Keep in mind.
So
yes.
what?
Keep in mind, that's just the research process. They also have to script it in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just writing everything to make sure that all the good stuff gets mentioned. And by all the good stuff, at this point, it might as well be everything, at least for Ash.
Yeah.
And then animating all that, which we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, editing too. Which, by the way, there's something I would like to mention before we get to animating because we gotta shout out somebody.
That's true.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
So, kind of superfluous of us to kind of mention how we've seen Pokemon, we've played Pokemon, we're Pokemon fans, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then. Me and Mate watch Yu-Gi-Oh!
Hell, I still have, like, my actual deck, like, right next to me.
There you go.
Nice.
So, yeah, if you were expecting us to go on a 20-minute conversation on how each of us got into it, I don't think we can do that. But
No.
just know we are pretty big Poke fans, and we are fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! Going all the way back to childhood.
For what it's worth, I have thought about watching Yu-Gi-Oh, but I also just finished Pokemon like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Leave me alone.
That's fair. I mean,
If it's any consolation, you have a lot less to go through.
I know.
It's true.
Unless you want to dive into the spin-offs.
No.
Yes.
Well,
Although,
maybe.
shout out to Little Karibo, because that's how I've been mostly caught up with Yu-Gi-Oh! The Yu-Gi-Oh! Series.
Yeah, and we're probably going to be mentioning him again later. But anyway.
I'm even making multiple jokes.
Yes.
But what we're alluding to, I imagine, I don't know. I actually don't really know where this is going, but one of our friends is working on this episode.
Backstory. So DJ is not only writing this episode, which, okay, first of all, that's a big fucking undertaking, but second of all, he's editing it, and that second part was a little bit of a challenge for him to edit all of this by himself, so he called in the cavalry. He called in, of course, he called in Max. Galaxy Max will be editing this. He did call in someone else who I forgot. Rip. Sorry. And the one we're alluding to, he got our friend, his friend, from his Versus show days, Ray, to edit this. Ray is going to be working on Death Battle for this one episode.
Yeah, Ray Nunez, aka Meatloaf Man. Yeah, baby.
Let's go, Ray. You bastard. I'm not jealous.
This is the second time Ray has been included in a death battle, and he hasn't told us.
You lucky bastard.
The first time was literally Bill versus Discord, and we had Ray on. We brought him on for repping Discord, and he did not tell us, and funny how history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do you want him to, like, I don't know, spoil the surprise or leak something?
I do
I mean, that is
actually.
cool.
Thank you for asking.
So we can be jealous of him ahead of time. But no.
I want to make it very
Okay,
clear.
I'm-
I want to make it very clear that this is all a joke. We don't actually hate
Yeah.
Ray for this. We're just doing it
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, no. Although
Yeah.
to repeat what Brobuscus said the last time, when is it our turn? How the fuck do we get in?
One day.
One day.
Gosh, but no, I'm like seriously, I'm really happy for Ray. Like, man,
Yes.
I like, I mean, could be amplified from how long I've been following him and like his work. It's just, man,
Yeah.
I as somebody who has worked with Ray on collaborations in the past, he is a very talented editor. Like, holy shit, it's not even funny.
he's a very talented individual in general. So
Yes, and again, to reunite with DJ, his friend from his crossover Clash days. I'm sorry, crossover X. My bad. I don't know where Clash came from. Anyway,
That was made by someone else.
yes,
Yeah,
to reunite, to have the crossover X team reunite for Death Battle. That is something I never thought would happen.
yeah, no, that's fucking cool.
Um,
I just
and-
want to casually throw out that I've met both these guys in real life.
Hey,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
At RTX. Rip.
Yes.
oh
That made
yeah,
me so sad.
Oh, yeah, and I also want to say we do see Ray's editing style in the previews.
yeah.
And holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
Alright, well,
my god.
Real quick, I do want to shout out that fourth editor that's helping because
Yes, please do. I forgot their name and I apologize for that.
well, it's a Death Battle researcher and professional Pokken player, Jukum.
Yeah. Yeah. This.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Jukum is Funnily enough, Jukum is actually a Pokken tournament champion.
Yep.
Oh shit.
So there's that. And he's been on the research team for a minute, but I guess now he's on editing team. I didn't
Yeah, there you
think
go.
that. I never would have expected that, but okay.
Hey, good.
Yeah, but
honestly good on him for making it this far as well.
it is awesome how, man, it's so crazy that these last 3 episodes have just been collaborations in collaborations.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yes, no, and yeah, no. As we said earlier, as soon as Ash's preview came out, it was probably one of the best
Dude,
analysis previews I've seen.
Dude, it makes
It's so good.
Ash's preview makes me so happy.
Yeah, it does feel so surreal to finally hear them talk about Ash. And also to tease Ray's segment, there is a moment where they show a real life Pokedex. That's Ray's Pokedex that he put in the editing.
Wow.
And he literally has it on his shelf next to his computer. So
Yeah, this dude
I
has
love that.
This dude has a Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh like shelf right, like basically right on his work desk where he's working on this episode. It's like this dude's committed.
He has. Yes, he did. He has the Millennium Puzzle. He has a Pokeball. He has the Pokedex. Holy crap! It's so cool, and I loved it. And okay, yeah, the animations that are on display for Ash's preview are so good.
I also want to say, I don't know whose idea this was, but whoever wrote it in, my girl Serena gets name dropped. Thank you.
So,
Yes.
If I were a betting man, I'm
Serena is best girl.
95. I am 95% positive that is a DJ decision.
Woo!
Yeah, you're probably
Well, there
right.
you go.
Yeah, because DJ, it's one of them. But I'm willing. But since DJ wrote the script, I'm positive that DJ did it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good shit.
Also, Youngster Joey and Lord Helix made it in.
Yes. It's funny. I am looking forward to the full episode when I would like it if they if they did something similar to Deku's, where like they just have love interest, and then it's just you don't want to know, or
Although,
just pick
I'm
one.
just throwing this out there. If they had one, I feel like Pokemon fans would just be pissed at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like they probably would have to add all of them, like they did with Superman when DJ listed all of his love interests on screen.
Or,
Well, to be
or just
fair,
none of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair,
'Cause-
pretty much all of Ash's like potential love interests, like romantic relationships, are super one-sided because this dude is about as dense as a brick.
So
Yeah.
then Goku.
So
And that's
Yeah.
saying something.
Yeah, that actually is saying something. I mean, yeah, no. I mean, that's a whole other fucking discussion. But either
Yeah,
way,
that's true.
and I did see Yugi's. Meg can comment better than I can, but from my familiarity with Yu-Gi-Oh, I gotta say, man, it's starting off good. It's looking good. They run down all of his most iconic monsters. You have Karibo, you have Celtic Guardian, and ending it with his signatures, Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. Beautiful.
I'm not gonna lie, Yugi's preview having no knowledge of Yu-Gi-Oh fries my brain.
Yeah,
Yeah, we talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's. I mean, it's
Oh,
good. And it looks really nice. Like it's really just because I know nothing about it. So it's like I hear all this and I'm like
Yeah.
It's like what?
I will admit,
like-
something that threw me for a loop was a particular monster they mention.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that. Just meant I had an extra thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
before we get to the animation stuff, one last little edit thing. I don't know why we're going so far into the edit when we'll probably do it when we actually talk about the episode in full. But screw it, let's have some fun. Whoever's bright idea it was to put each Pokemon's like Pokédex number by their name deserves a raise. That is ingenious.
That was a fantastic touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
love that.
The animations of like what happens in the anime with like the respective cards.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, to get into production, so a bit of an L. We don't have a preview. Kind of.
No.
Yep.
Kind of.
Wow.
More so, we don't have a like more standard preview like what we're used to. And apparently the reason why will be made clear when we actually watch the episode, which gives me some implications. But we'll get to that in a minute. But as of right now, I'm chalking this up as an L, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see it.
I did too. Like, and it is. This is the second time this has happened, because the first time we never got a preview. Well, actually, no, it's the third time. I'm sorry, it's the third time. The first time that this happened was with Saitama versus Popeye, and they said the same reason they said here. The second time was Gogeta versus Vegito, and that's because they said they needed an extra week to put the finishing details on. But yeah, that's why we didn't get a traditional preview, is because apparently there's something going on within the animation that I know Bro is going to bring up his implication, but I'm going to make my implication that it's probably because something spoilerly happens in the animation that they don't want to show. Or something is going on that reveals the setup, because they generally don't like revealing the setup most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's more than most likely going to take place in like an arena or something.
Most likely, it's definitely going to take place in an arena.
Like a stadium.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have a standard preview. We do have
We
two.
clips.
Yeah, we do have two shorts. Okay, the second one hasn't been uploaded on its own yet, but we saw it on cast, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And they, it's ingenious. They're playing out like Toonami commercials. That's so good.
Yeah, they literally do Toonami Tom style promos for Ash and Yugi, which is funny because both of these shows were on Toonami 20 years ago. So that's ingenious.
Yeah. And they do end with little short, very short previews of the animation.
Yes.
Ash and Yugi are 3D.
Yes, they are. And interesting thing where these models come from.
Yeah. So I think. Well, okay. Yugi's is custom. I'll say that.
No, Yugi's is actually from. Yugi's is made by somebody named Gilson Animes.
Yeah, I think I saw someone say it's the same guy who made the Maka model. So
Yes.
there's that. And then Ash, I want to say that's Masters. I totally confused it for Masters gameplay when I first watched it. So
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
So I was like, huh, okay. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Confirmation they're using Masters, neat. And then was like, oh wait, no, that's animation. I'm like, wait, what the frick do you mean that's animation? And the reason why this is so confusing is because we knew for the longest time that Origin was going to be on like a key player on this fight. And if you know anything
so
about
was
Origin,
Luis.
that dude specializes in sprites, and 2, the dude posts like 50 different like what ifs on Ash versus Yugi that are sprite based.
Yep.
Yes, but earlier this year, interesting coincidence, he did start learning Blender, and he has been doing 3D animations. And yeah, by the way, Luis is the lead animator on this, but Origin is also the co-animator, so it's just
Well, yeah,
them
but
two.
Luis lead animates everything, so
That's true.
that's just kind of his job. He's the animation director. That's his job.
Yes, but he is animating this, is what I'm ultimately saying. Like, this was the project he teased after Ruby versus Maka.
And so it's the fact that these two are 3D, and the fact that Origin is more of a sprite-based animator. At least that's just the impression we all got. And the fact that we haven't had a sprite fight since Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
Yeah, that's going on.
Which, interestingly enough, they did address that in the cast today.
Yeah, and on top of that, and the fact that they didn't show a preview for a specific reason, that they haven't said, it kind of gives me the impression that, okay, my mindset is that, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but my viewpoint right now is that I feel like Ash and Yugi themselves are 3D, their monsters are sprites.
Yeah.
And they just didn't want to give that away.
I could see that working, although I feel like with Pikachu that might be a bit weird.
I feel like with Pikachu, he'll probably be a 3D model too, just to make it consistent, but I do agree. I do agree with Bro. I feel like, okay, the monsters, the Pokemon and the Yu-Gi-Oh monsters are going to be sprites.
Dual monsters.
Yeah, the dual monsters. The monsters overall, that's the point. The monsters are going, for both sides, are going to be sprites. Probably with the exception of Pikachu, because there are 3D models of Pikachu out there, and it's the same one from this model for Ash that they're using.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Which, if that is the case, okay, so that means that Luis is animating Ash and Yugi, probably Pikachu too, but Origin is animating all of the monsters.
Maybe. Either that or this fight is just in general full 3D, which that sounds crazy, but then at the same time, we have a full hand-drawn army battle as well, so it's like, at this point, I'm not surprised anymore.
The death battle.
Oh my god, that would mean we have army fights in all the styles.
True.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Eggman Wily was sprites, Bowser Eggman was hand-drawn, this is 3D.
Yeah.
There you
True.
go. That's
We just need a live-action army fight.
Yeah,
God.
Good luck with that.
Picard versus
That's
The
when
self-
Death Battle asks fans to help out. Be an extra in this fight.
Oh yeah, Picard versus Thrawn, that's fun.
That would be nice.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on, but we got something at least, and they look good.
True.
So
It's very good.
all I really want to know at this point is who the hell is that voice for the Toonami guy?
Tom.
I imagine it's Tom.
I'm saying the name of the Toonami guy. His name is Tom.
Well, okay, that's not, I don't.
Well, yeah,
cool,
no,
don't care. But
No, I thought it was Tom Shulk. Honestly, that's who I thought it was. But anyway,
maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out when the episode goes up for premiere. They'll probably have a thing in the description for it. Because I mean, I know that's like, well, there's no guarantee that voice is going to be in the episode. At the same time, there's no guarantee that it won't be.
What should be the commentator?
I was gonna say, yeah, if it's a like an arena battle, then it's like there's gonna be a commentator. Why not go full Toonami and have it be him?
Yeah.
That would be too perfect.
Yeah. Although speaking of voices, we may not have a full animation preview, but we do know who the voice actors are. And it is in fact Veronica Taylor and Dan Green. I'm kidding, but can you imagine?
Oh, if only.
I would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
But no, it's not them. And then interestingly enough, it's not Little Karibo either.
No. He did come out. Little Karibo.
Pain.
Little Karibo came out on Blue Sky a couple weeks ago and confirmed he wasn't going to voice Yugi / Yami / Ate in this.
but I mean,
Atem.
yeah, it's kind of a shame.
It's a shame, but
It's not
at the
the
same
end of the world.
it is a shame, but at the same time, you all need to remember that just in general, their rule when it comes to like abridged actors in the first place. Like from what I understand, Little Karibo's voice of Yugi is like kind of like intentionally not Dan Green. Like it's so
it's his own interpretation on Dan Green's voice.
Yeah, so I imagine it's just like it's just in general they just wanted they wanted someone that sounds more like Dan Green.
Yeah, I always imagined like, because I feel like his Pharaoh sounds more like Dan Green. His Yugi, admittedly, not as much.
No.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So yeah, so we went in blind when it comes to who the voice actors were this time around. But we got some good ones. I'd say we got Elsie Lovelock as Ash. And we got
she's back.
That threw me for a loop because honestly, I thought they would have just gone straight to Marissa Lindsay.
Yeah.
And then we got the GOAT himself, Tom Shock, as Yugi.
Yes. And
My eyebrow is extra raised for this one.
yes, because
I don't know. I feel like we
so-
should have seen this one coming.
we should. Okay, well, how could we have predicted Elsie to voice
Well, no.
Ash?
I'm talking about Tom.
No, Tom. Yeah.
No, Elsie, I have no idea. It doesn't help that we don't. It doesn't help that because we don't have an animation preview, we don't know what they sound like.
No, but okay. So just going off of Tom real quick. Tom sounds like how you would probably imagine because Tom has that deep enough Dan Green-ish voice where he can do a good Pharaoh. And we know he can.
Hear it myself on the day.
True, but we also know.
It's just like if you listen to like voices like the Kool-Aid Man or Dio or even Omni-Man, it's like yeah, none of them sound like Dan Green, but you can imagine. Like I think Dan Green's voice in general is just something you can just kind of picture in Tom's repertoire. Really, I think kind of the odd one out here is Yugi.
Yes, because Yugi we know has a very light voice, and while that would be something we would question, like can Tom do that? But remember he did voice Shigaraki this year, so we know he can do something that's a little lighter in his vocal repertoire, and he does voice Goku a lot, and that's a very much upbeat light voice. So I would imagine it would kind of be like a mix of his Shigaraki and Goku voice, where it's just in that middle area. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he just did his Goku voice, but just pulled back on Sean Schimmel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I know Ben made a note that he said he wanted to make sure that whoever they get to voice Yugi voices both him and Yami.
Yes.
Which is probably
another money that way.
Yeah, which is probably another reason why. Well, it's also because Dan Green voices both of them. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
also very different voices.
Well, sure. But that's probably another reason why they didn't go.
Kind of more like this. Like more like a younger, more innocent. And the Pharaoh is more like this, very enunciated and dramatic.
Yeah.
It's a very deep voice.
Yeah, and that's probably another reason they didn't outright mention this, but that's probably another reason why they didn't go all in with Little Karibo.
Yeah,
because as we kind of already established, he can probably do one, but not the other.
Yes, no, as Maid and I can attest, because we have seen Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged and we are fans of it. His Yami voice is not Dan Green's, but it's something that it does fit the vocal aesthetic for Yami. His Yugi voice, that's probably his weakest voice. And you can tell that.
Do you remember what his Taya sounds like?
Oh, I remember. How could I forget?
Or his original Mai.
Oh my god. Oh jeez, that was so bad.
But then he struck gold with Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan was the one he hit a home run with. But yeah,
my voice gives me super strength.
Holy shit! It does.
Anyway,
I love doing that impression. Sorry.
For me, the odd one out here is Ash.
Okay.
So, hold on.
Hold on.
Before anyone takes what I just said out of context, I'm not concerned about Elsie being casted here. Like, obviously they casted her for a reason. She's got to be good. And she is a phenomenally talented actress. So I just never imagined that someone like Ash would be up Elsie's repertoire. So it's less like I'm like, I don't know about this one, and more so just like, okay, I need to hear it. That's the thing. I really wish. I know we do have the two Toonami style previews. I kind of wish they spliced in a little bit of Ash and Yugi in there, like their voices.
I do too.
Yeah,
I wish
that would have been a better touch.
It like hell, if you had to just include 3 lines of dialogue, it would have just been for Ash. You just have him just say, "Pikachu, I choose you." That's the preview we get for Elsie. Pharaoh.
And then for Pharaoh, they just have him say, "It's time to duel."
Yeah, that's it. Because then we get an idea of what they sound like. Granted, it's just 3 lines of dialogue. That's not a lot to go on.
No, but
off
it's about the
of,
same
but
amount as what we get usually. So
yeah, but it's still good. It's something we can dissect. But okay, Elsie did catch me off guard, no pun intended. But yeah, but I remember, and again, I'm one of the only few people who have who has watched her content from the beginning. She is a massive Poke fan. Like, she has done Pokemon collaborations. She's done her own Pokemon dubs. She even did a collaboration where she did her own version of the opening song from Pokemon 3, Entei's movie. So I believe that she is going to have some passion when she goes to voice the character. I can picture how she would do it, because that's the question I think everybody should be asking. It's not necessarily, okay, we're shocked that Elsie is playing Ash, but the question should be, well, which Ash is she going off of? It's either Veronica Taylor's or it's Sarah's. And I know Elsie can do a great American accent. Like, she's great at accents. She can do a fantastic Scottish accent, a French, and an American. So I am curious, like, which Ash performance did she draw from? And if it's Veronica, then I can have an idea of how she's going to sound.
You know, funny enough, I was watching a video earlier that was basically just saying, like, yeah, it's easier for Brits to do an American accent than the other way around.
Yeah.
That's fine. Oh,
Like the guy had a British friend, he tried doing a British accent, and his friend just goes, "Your accent sucks, dude." Oh, yeah, well, let's hear your American accent. "Hello, sir, I would like to buy a Big Mac." Holy shit, that's good.
Wow. Also, real quick, I just realized something. Technically, Elsie makes this another crossover X reunion as well.
Oh, that's right.
If you didn't know, in the Battle Royale, Cammy versus Nina, he was the voice of Cammy in that episode. So,
that's right.
Make that another crossover X reunion.
Oh my god, this is just crossover X the reunion.
Sorry, I just realized that while y'all were talking. Wow.
No, it's okay. Should probably move on too, but yeah, because I'm worried about Bro's voice.
Yeah, it's all good.
ZDogg, do you have any thoughts on the voices? Because you're the only one who hasn't given his thoughts.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I am happy to see both these two back to Death Battle. I mean, especially Elsie. It's been a while since we've had her. But you know, like Bro said, I'm confident these two will do a really good job. Like, yeah, it might be a little, I don't know, might not be who you would expect at first, but these two are talented voice actors. I think they got these roles down pat. So, like, especially Tom. I do. I mean, you know, no offense to Elsie, but I do think Tom is probably going to hit Yugi out of the park. And okay, that's a bit mean. I think both of them are going to hit it out of the park. But yeah, I don't know.
No, it's all good.
How do I say this without being rude? I'm not trying to. I just think Tom's is a little more easy to do right. Does that make sense? I don't know.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
I also just want to casually throw out there, I've met both Ash and Yugi's official VAs at the same con.
Nice.
I had the opportunity.
By the way,
to.
Dan Green, lovely fella.
That's nice to hear.
I have met Veronica Taylor. She's amazing.
Yeah. That's nice to hear.
Yes.
Alrighty then.
Just wait on Bro.
I've been back for a minute, so
Okay.
you guys could have kept talking while I was gone. So
Okay.
We
Yeah,
did.
I did something similar earlier. I'll have to go blow my nose.
That's fine.
All good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to step back for a second.
No, it's cool.
All good.
Um,
Sorry. So what else?
Did you all talk soundtrack yet?
No, we were gonna get to that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like both Brandon or Therewolf could pull this off pretty well. My gut is probably kind of hoping it's a Therewolf track more, but like,
So the only thing we know about the track is that Ben said that something special is gonna be done for it.
oh,
And this is another commission turned official.
hey, there you go.
True. And the commission
Yes.
is definitely playing in the background while we're talking about this.
Yeah.
As it should.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'd probably expect this to be more of a Therewolf track, but I mean, hey,
I
Either or.
honestly, I mean, and this might be a bit of a bold prediction, but I honestly kind of feel might be a collab between the two.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
I could also see that as well, 100%. So,
Yeah, I just for like the super out there guess, like it's probably both of them, and then for guest vocalist, the guy, I forget his name, but the guy who did the original Pokemon opening.
Oh my god, if they actually get him for this.
that'd be insane.
That would.
I do hope that this has the same sort of feel, that the track has the same sort of feel as like some of the Pokemon openings, because a lot of them do get reused. A lot of like instrumentals of them do get reused during like super big moments throughout Pokemon.
Yes.
So.
Well, I mean, you've also got to get those like Yu-Gi-Oh elements in there too.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I imagine they're going to use like the Egyptian god theme when Slifer, Obelisk, or Ra get brought out.
Yeah.
If not, well, then missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Because that theme is so good.
There you go.
Okay then.
Yeah, I don't know. What else are we?
No, I think we covered all of them.
Okay. Well, in that regard, then we got the big stuff to talk about. The ultimate question. This is what everything has been kind of leading up to. And that is who in the flying hell is winning this fight. Now I know a lot of people are gonna. Well, okay. I don't promise anything, but I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, this guy, 100%." Y'all know how I feel about absolutes. Just wait.
Yeah, there's people doing that on both sides.
Yeah, I like for both sides. I'd say just hold off a second, because I think both me and Mate can tell you that there's a lot more to this fight than I think anybody is expecting.
Yeah, and I just want to throw this out there. When I watched Yu-Gi-Oh when I was like way younger, and I went back to it as an adult with Death Battle on the brain. Oh god.
Yeah. So yeah, with that said, again, we're not subtle. I am repping Ash. Mate is repping Yugi. And
Yeah, I remember last time I was on and I said like, yeah, I'm coming back, not for the fight you think it is.
yeah, yeah, this is the one. And I went over a little bit earlier, but I want to reiterate. When I said that it's all come down to this, that was not an exaggeration. Basically every fight that I've been on, has all been like a preemptive warm up to this one. I started this when we even came up with the idea of doing this whole system in the first place. You know, I know ZDogg and Richard can attest. I've I've kept them updated on my progress, and I think they can attest just how long I've been at this.
Oh yeah, I can.
And I like I said earlier, I just finished it like what 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's funny because like a lot of people have like a lot of like groups have been kind of like splitting off, like splitting the research load across their team. I think the official team is doing that too. Don't quote me on that, and don't take that as anything more than that. But, I could be wrong. Because a lot of the argument is just like man, imagine watching over 1,200 episodes and over 20 movies on just this one thing, and I'm sitting here in the background like, yeah, imagine.
I was gonna say, meanwhile you're just like, fine, I'll do it myself.
That literally, not even joking. Like this one and Bowser vs. Eggman, I signed on for these ones pretty much immediately, mostly because I felt like both of them have been seen as a bit too obvious for too long. And given how much both fights have, and how much I know for a fact that nobody has looked into all of it, I was like, dude, if there's something here, I'm making it my life's mission to find it. So I'm like, I asked for help on Chief versus Doomslayer. I asked for help on Chief. I asked for help on the Hulk. I was kind of forced into having help for Blade. I said no. Like when it comes to like, no, like when it comes to Ash, I was like, no, this is all me. Like it got to a point where I came too far to be like, to back down and ask for help now. I was like, no, I'm like so close. I gotta do it. So consider this my magnum opus. Consider this my like everything from Eggman to Ghost Rider to basically any of the Marvel characters to Master Chief, to Dante. It's all been building up to this one match, this one character. I probably shouldn't say this one match because I didn't do shit for Yu-Gi-Oh. I know nothing about it. But you know what I mean. So I don't mean this as an intimidation, but it's like if I had fought hard, if you thought I was fighting hard for any of my other guys, you haven't seen anything yet. I'm not going down without a fight this time. So I'm sorry to drop that on you all right on right as we're about to get into it. This also means this is by far my longest opening statement, so y'all might want to strap in.
Oh boy. This guy.
I'm gonna go ahead and apologize in advance because I put generally I put sort of like a self-imposed limit, like a restriction on myself when it comes to the opening statements. I'm like, okay, we really don't need to talk about everything here. Like, let's keep it like maybe 1 or 2 pages long, right? The problem with that, and you're gonna see as I go on, is that for Ash in particular, almost everything here is important. I actually kind of struggled when it comes to like, okay, who do I not talk about? So yeah. And as far as rules go, well, okay, the animes take priority for both. I think we've already established that. I mean, it's basically stuff we all know already, but I'm just restating it. Animes take priority. Other stuff does count, but the animes take priority. Both of them are getting everything. I mean, the preview straight up mentions Lapras. If they weren't giving Ash everything, we never would have gotten mention of Lapras. Yeah, all their Pokemon, all their dual monsters, it's all here. And yeah, it doesn't really matter where they are anymore. Like, you know, Ash has obviously released quite a few of his mons. Doesn't matter. They're here now. So my rule is for Ash is like, if he's caught if he's caught a Pokemon, it counts. It doesn't matter where they are now. I know there's one in particular that people are going to be like, are you including him? Are you including this one? Are you including this one? Well, first of all, yes. Secondly, we'll get to that. Because that's something I do want to talk about, but I think I should probably save it until after we get through everything.
I have similar things noted down for Yugi as well.
Yeah. What am I missing here? I know I'm missing something. Nate, help me. What do you got? All right, good talk.
I thought you were going first. Like, why are you
well,
bringing
no,
me in?
no. Like, I'm. Well, okay. What was the rule? Like, did you put any rules on yourself?
Basically, I prioritized the original Duel Monsters anime. Like, I admittedly watched the 4Kids dub because, well, it's what I grew up with. Plus, that way I can make some 4Kids jokes if the need arises. I will reference a couple spin-offs here and there. I did watch a fan dub of Season 0, so I might mention a few things from that. I haven't found the original manga, but I'm not beating myself up that much over it.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking into how the cards work in real life. Because, trust me, they do not work the same.
Yeah, no, like we said, the anime takes priority. So this also means, like, when it comes to Pokemon, like, the games are probably going to take a bit of a backseat too. It's anime rules above all else. Yeah.
Oh, and of course, like, any card that Yugi has, like, owned or used, I accounted for it. There are a couple that I thought, should I include that? But one of them got straight up mentioned in the preview, so I might bring up the other one as well. The only other thing I'm iffy on are like the other Millennium items, because at one point he did possess all of them, but he's only ever used like 2. Oh no, 3. Sorry. But I don't know how much that's really gonna matter.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I don't think there's anything more we can cover, and this episode is probably going to be 50 years long as is. So, well, it is.
It's as long as Ash remains 10.
True. That's true. It is Ash versus Yugi, so I guess I have to go first, right?
No, you got this.
I joke,
Yeah.
but I'm ready. Well, maybe. This just happened to happen. It just had to happen today. Anyway, all right. Like I said, y'all might want to strap in for a second. All right, everyone. Welcome one and all to the world of Pokemon. Here in this big, big world, mysterious creatures called, well, Pokemon, roam the world by land, sea, or sky. Some prefer to live in the wild, while others live alongside humans, or Pokemon trainers. And one such trainer would change the world forever. Ash Ketchum, a kid from Palatown with a whole world to see. Ash grew up with the dream of to one day become a Pokemon master. However, when the time came for him to start his master quest, he unfortunately overslept, causing him to miss his chance to get his regional starters. As such, he was left with no choice but to pick the only Pokemon that was left, the electric mouse, Pikachu. Though, as much as Ash was willing to work with Pikachu, the electric type had different ideas. The duo had an extremely rough time getting along at first, but after a series of unfortunate events and dealing with a flock of really pissed off Spearow, the two formed what would become an unbreakable bond, becoming friends for life. Together, the two traveled the Pokemon world, traveling on the road far from home, meeting all sorts of friends and all sorts of Pokemon. Over the course of his journey, Ash has added almost 60 Pokemon to his team, and he loves and cares for all of them. I probably should have noted 60 unique Pokemon. Whoops. Anyways, yeah, he loves and cares for all of them, forming undoubtedly the best team of all time. Water types like Squirtle, Oshawott, and Totodile blast foes with pressurized water with moves like Water Gun, Bubble Beam, and Hydro Pump. And ice types like Lapras and Glalie can use Ice Beam to freeze foes solid, or combine them with Weasel's Aqua Jet to freeze it instead, forming the Ice Aqua Jet technique. Grass types like Rowlet, Leavanny, and Rowlet, Leavanny, and Bayleaf attack with razor sharp leaves with the move, well, Razor Leaf. Bulbasaur can siphon an enemy's strength and absorb it for itself with a Leech Seed. Torterra can heal itself with Synthesis, and Snivy can use Attract to cause male opponents to become infatuated with her. Flying types like Pidgeot, Swellow, Staraptor, Unfezant, and Talonflame can approach battles with a literal bird's eye view, and become harder opponents to hit with aerial mobility. Fire types like Pignite, Incineroar, Torkoal, and Quilava burn their foes with moves like Ember, Flamethrower, or Fire Blast, which have a chance to leave a burn effect on the opponent, which drains them over time. Then there's more esoteric choices. The mythical Pokemon Melmetal is a massive brute that melts metal, hence the name. Hawlucha and Sirfetch'd attack with skill on top of strength, and said strength can even break through moves like Trick Room, which creates a psychic barrier that slows the target down over time. Boldore has the ability Sturdy, which makes sure it can't be knocked out in one hit, and Gibble has the move Draco Meteor, which nearly took out the legendary Pokemon Darkrai. Mr. Mime, or Mimey, can make psychic barriers. Muck can take advantage of its malleable body to endure attacks. Noctowl can use certain moves to dispel illusions, and Gengar can phase through walls, launch ghostly projectiles, or even grow to kaiju-sized proportions by Gigantamaxing, a phenomenon found in the Galar region. Oh, and did you know Ash has 30 Tauros? Well, did you also know that they all know the move Double Team? But of course, some Pokemon can be considered Ash's top aces. The fire-flying beast Charizard can attack from the air, burn foes, and use the extremely damaging Seismic Toss. Charizard used to be extremely disobedient after evolving, but he and Ash worked things out over time, making sure Charizard now follows Ash's commands completely. The bug and fighting type beetle Heracross is not only incredibly powerful, but should it ever be put to sleep, it can use the move Sleep Talk, allowing it to use any of its moves at random until it either wakes up or is defeated. But the grass type Sceptile is even crazier. Remember that Darkrai I mentioned earlier? Its trainer, Tobias, was famous for defeating every single gym leader and making it to the top 4 of the Sinnoh League using only that one Pokemon. But once Sceptile joined the fray, not only did its bond with Ash free it from Darkrai's sleep-inducing attacks, but it took out the Nightmare Pokemon with one bad hit from its Leaf Blade attack. Of course, there's also the fire fighting type monkey Infernape. Originally belonging to Ash's rival Paul as a Chimchar, the strict and cruel trainer ended up abandoning the Chim Pokemon, but Ash added it to his team immediately after, allowing it to be in a more friendly environment, evolving all the way up to Infernape and mastering the devastating Blaze ability, which lets it gain a massive boost in power when it's at low health. The brave and bold ground dark type Crocodile is always ready for battle with moves like defense lowering Crunch, the flinch inducing Bite, and even the super fast Aerial Ace. And as a bonus, it wears a sick pair of shades. But for the real aces, one will immediately think of the water dark type starter Pokemon Greninja. On top of its speed and ninja skills, Greninja can attack with moves like Water Shuriken, Double Team, and Aerial Ace. But the big reason why Greninja is considered so special is because of its bond with Ash. We've covered Ash's love for his Pokemon before, but Greninja basically turns it into a superpower. In the Kalos region, there exists a legend of an experience that occurs when a trainer and a skilled Pokemon's bond allows them to basically mentally merge, which is known as the bond phenomenon. In Ash and Greninja's case, this unlocks a transformation that showcases their teamwork and skill, dubbed Ash Greninja. In this form, all the power is at Ash's command, as in, Ash basically becomes Greninja. The two share sight, movements, and feelings, though the latter can be dangerous, as Ash also feels Greninja's pain. Ash has collapsed from overtaxing this form before, but the duo have since mastered the move, letting them stay in it for extended periods of time. On top of enhanced sight, Ash Greninja also gains a tremendous boost in power, being able to resist Lysander's mind control machine and hold its own against Mega Evolved Pokemon like Sceptile and Charizard. Hey, speaking of Mega Evolution, Ash has access to that too with the Fighting Steel type Lucario. Hatched from an egg as a Riolu, Lucario attacks with quick speed and powerful strength with moves like Bullet Punch, Steel Beam, and Aura Sphere. But of course, Mega Evolution is the key here, and through Ash and Lucario's bond, Lucario can transform into Mega Lucario, giving it a massive boost in attack and speed, able to match Kaiju-sized Gigantamax Pokemon no problem. But if mysterious transformations, Gigantamaxing, or Mega Evolution ain't your speed, how about a legendary Pokemon? During his travels in the Alola region, Ash befriended the all-powerful Psychic Steel-type Ultra Beast, Solgaleo, also known as Nebby. Nebby is described as the sun made flesh, and it's shown to live up to its reputation. On top of moves like Teleport, Flash Cannon, and Sunsteel Strike, Solgaleo has the power to open portals called Ultra Wormholes, which lead to an alternate dimension called Ultra Space. And when business is done there, the Ultra Wormholes can lead right back under the Alolan Sun and Moon. It is questionable whether Nebby is officially Ash's Pokemon or not, but several promotional materials show it among Ash's full team. But at worst, Ash did catch another Ultra Beast, Naganadel, to at least cover for Flight and Ultra Wormholes. But while all of these Pokemon are really useful and powerful, you may have noticed that I kind of brushed by one in particular. Yeah, for as much as Mega Evolution, Gigantamaxing, and even legendary Pokemon are famously powerful, Ash's Pikachu is on a whole other level. With moves like Thunderbolt that are fast enough to snipe real lightning out of the sky, the Rocket Fast Quick Attack, the Deadly Iron Tail, and the Lightning Quick Volt Tackle, and that's not even all of that of Pikachu's wide array of moves. Pikachu is Ash's ultimate ace, and not just because he's Ash's partner who will go anywhere if he's with him, but because he's surprisingly the strongest Pokemon he's got. He's beaten incredibly powerful Pokemon like Dragonite, mastered Ash's trademark made-up moves like the Spin Dodge or Counter Shield, and even stalemated a Latios that had just beaten up both Sceptile and Swellow. Pikachu even used its own Thunder attack on himself and Swellow, which gave them both a sort of thunder armor. Pikachu's electricity is so powerful, it can even damage ground-type Pokemon, which should normally be immune to electric-type attacks. But all of this is just Pikachu's regular electricity. It can be amped up through the use of Z moves. When a trainer carries a specific artifact called a Z crystal, the trainer and the Pokemon that correlates with the type of crystal it is can perform devastating Z moves. Ash carries several Z crystals that match with different Pokemon and different types, but his main one, Pikachunium Z, is used specifically for, well, Pikachu. This upgrades Pikachu's regular Thunderbolt to the super powerful 10 million volt Thunderbolt, the perfect finishing move for the duo. But as you've noticed, Z moves, Mega Evolution, Bond Phenomenon, all that is impossible without Ash himself. Ash is famous among both his friends and foes for his skills as a Pokemon trainer, as well as his more unorthodox strategies in battle. An Aegislash using King Shield to block every attack, block the entryway with a log to leave it wide open for an attack. A Frontier Brain that specializes in strategy using a fusion of fire and water that traps the opponents in a whirlpool, cover the arena in a fog to cancel out the combination attacks and leave the opposing Pokemon open for a finishing blow. A Milotic using a devastating Twister attack, have Pikachu use Thunderbolt on himself, dive into the Twister, and use Volt Tackle to combine with the momentum of Twister to win. Ash's ability to play smart is only matched by his determination and will, and he will always carry on until the battle is over. Even against impossible odds against a trainer with 2 legendary Pokemon on his team, he never backs down. Ash will even dive headfirst into danger to save his Pokemon, sometimes literally. He likely would have been fine though, as Ash has shown, frankly, absurdly superhuman abilities. Ash is strong enough to lift and throw giant logs, fast enough to dodge a Psycho Boost from Deoxys, and tough enough to constantly survive Pikachu's electricity, even as early as the day they first met. If you knock him down, he'll just get up again. Now, of course, Ash is clearly not unbeatable or invincible, and more than once has actually kicked the bucket. However, this forever 10-year-old might as well be immortal. He's been freed of petrification through Pokemon Tears, or even connected to his bond with Pikachu and just ran back to the land of the living. No, I'm not making this up. But there's more. Remember Lucario? We all know it as the Aura Pokemon, and Aura is essentially the living essence of all living beings. All living beings possess Aura, but very few are able to actually manipulate or sense it. And as you can probably imagine, Ash is one of those few who's got the power inside of him. While he's not throwing Aura Spheres like Lucario, maybe, he can use Aura to locate other Auras from miles away, and even connect to his Lucario in a manner very similar to Bond Phenomenon, just without the unique transformation. With all these ludicrous abilities, skills, and teammates, Ash has conquered the battle frontier, climbed up the ladder in the Pokemon leagues he participated in, and constantly defeated the evil organization Team Rocket, and rose to the challenge to become champion of the Alola region. Ash's adventures throughout the world have even placed him in conflict or in the aid of legendary Pokemon like the legendary birds, the beasts, or even the Creation Trio, and those guys manipulate the very concept of space and time across the multiverse. Those 3 have even intercepted attacks from Arceus, and it sent shockwaves across the universe just by waking up. But Ash's real challenge came in the Masters 8 tournament, where he made it all the way up to the finals and challenged the Galar region champion, Leon. Ash's whole life has led to this, and after what was possibly the most grueling battle he's ever had, Ash eventually pulled through and won, earning the title of Monarch, the Pokemon World Champion. This victory meant that Ash's dream of becoming a Pokemon Master had only just begun. Even after becoming champion of the world, Ash still only considers himself a challenger. In Ash's mind, becoming a Pokemon Master means becoming friends with every Pokemon in the world, a truly never-ending journey, a dream that lasts forever. Ash and Pikachu still wander the world to this day, ready to meet new friends and face every challenge that comes his way. One way or another, though, Ash proved that in some way, he is indeed the very best like no one ever was.
Alright.
Nice.
Very nice. Very.
That was
All right.
great.
You did good.
Amazing job, man.
I need water now.
Yes, go get some
I don't
water.
blame you.
Understandable. Alright, well, you get that. Mate, are you now ready for your for your you?
About as ready as I'll ever be, I suppose.
Alright. Well, whenever you are ready, feel free to
Alright.
start.
Just have a quick sip.
Yes, hydrate. Everyone hydrate.
I'm probably going to take a few during this.
All good.
Anyway. Long ago, when the pyramids were still young, an ancient game was played. The Shadow Games. These games were fought with real monsters and real magic, until a brave and powerful pharaoh locked the magic away, sealing himself within an artifact known as the Millennium Puzzle. Millennium later, the puzzle was unearthed, and the excavation team died. But one way or another, it ended up in the hands of an archaeologist who had a fondness for games. This being Solomon Moto. Well, what name did you think I was going to say? Solomon also owned a game shop, which his family helped him run, most notably his grandson, whom he gave the puzzle to. And his grandson, he was a pretty shy, lonely kid who, well, he just loved playing games. And when he was given the puzzle, all he wanted to do was solve it, because he learned that upon solving it, he would be given a wish. And he just wanted to wish for friends. 8 years later, when he put the last piece in it, not only did he get friends, his spirit was then bonded with the ancient pharaoh that locked the Shadow Games away, and oh, the Shadow Games are back! This is Yugi Moto. Now, the two didn't really know about each other at first. Yugi would kind of just like zonk out, and the pharaoh took over. Let's just call him Yami for now. And Yami was in a way kind of like anime Jigsaw at first. I mean, in the sense that he was also just challenged these like thugs or criminals at these Shadow Games. So, bad people, but still kind of messed up, dude. Like, calm down. And through one way or another, the two would find out about each other, whether it be through having their souls placed inside of a board game, or trading cards. Yeah, this is gonna get weird. And the two formed the dynamic duo. Just in time for Solomon's soul to get taken captive by Maximilian Pegasus, the creator of the card game that would take their world, and ours, by storm. Duel Monsters. Yugi had to enter his tournament with his grandpa's deck to win his soul back. And thankfully, Yugi had just the deck for the job. He had warriors like the Celtic Guardian, the Giant Soldier of Stone, which could casually destroy a moon, as you do. Gaia the Fierce Knight, which could be joined with his Curse of Dragon to form Gaia the Dragon Champion! Yes, I'm gonna do that a few of these monsters. But he also has one many cool, pathetic monster, that being a Karibo. And this is actually quite versatile because Karibo can be used to block any attack directed at Yugi. It can be used alongside its four brothers, the Karibo brothers, to half the power of an enemy monster, join together to form Curry Babylon or Curry Bandit. Or he could just play the spell card Multiply and have it, well, multiply. Endlessly! Never underestimate the power of a little Karibo.
Hmm.
And this is a good transition to say that Yugi's deck has no pathetic cards, and it does contain the unstoppable Exodia. A monster so powerful it had to be split into 5 separate cards to even be used in the game. And once the duelist gathered all 5 pieces, well, they just win. Yugi used this very monster to obliterate 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons used by the reigning champion Seto Kaiba. And thus a rivalry was born. And yeah, he would have kept the Exodia if a little scumbag called Weevil didn't throw it into the ocean. But when the chips are down, Yugi can always rely on his favorite monster, the Dark Magician! And he's got plenty of cards that complement the Magician style. He's got Mystic Box, which, does that Magician trick that seals the Magician inside a box, along with an opponent's monster. And the one containing the Magician is Steward with Swords. Sounds like a dumb trick, right? But the Dark Magician was in the other box the whole time! Meanwhile, the opponent's monster is skewered and dead. And you know how magicians have that trick where they throw knives at someone on a wheel and don't hit them? Well, Yugi has a spell card themed after that called Thousand Knives, which destroys an enemy monster, so I guess the Dark Magician's show is that he just stabs people to death. Onto a less morbid one, he can also use magician tricks for defense, such as Magical Hats! Which, well, does exactly what you think it does. Hides Dark Magician or any monster under some hats. Then attacking him becomes a game of chance. A dangerous one, because Yugi can also hide traps under these hats. Traps like the Spellbinding Circle, which trap his foe and weaken them a little bit, making them unable to attack or even switch to defense. The trap Mirror Force, which not only reflects an enemy attack, but destroys all his enemies attacking monsters at once. There's Magic Cylinder, which reflects an enemy attack right back. Not at the monster, at the duelist. Very dangerous card that could be used to, well, one-turn KO a foe if you use it right. And with all these cards, Yugi was able to make his way up through the tournament, face Pegasus, who also happened to have a Millennium item which would let him see into people's minds. Yeah, the creator of this card game could see into your mind and instantly know every strategy you could make. Yet somehow, Yugi won and was able to repel Pegasus looking into his mind just through the power of friendship. Because Yugi was not alone. He was backed up by his friends Joey Wheeler, Tristan Taylor, and Taya Gardner, who always believed in him. However, despite winning this tournament and being crowned the King of Games this early on, there was still the lingering question: what was Yami doing here? Why were the Shadow Games back? Well, that all became apparent once Kaiba met with Ashizu Ishtar, who told him about 3 legendary monsters that were said to be more powerful than Exodia. One-of-a-kind cards that Pegasus made, but never released to the public because they were too powerful. These were the Egyptian gods. Obelisk the Tormentor, Slifer the Sky Dragon, and the Winged Dragon of Ra. You might be wondering why Pegasus never released these cards or used them himself. Well, that's because, fun little fact, the spirit of every duel monster is basically inside the card, including the gods. And turns out the gods weren't too happy about being made into trading cards. As a result, yeah, everyone involved in their production was killed.
Even Chad from accounting?
Especially Chad from accounting. So, after being given Obelisk, Kaiba realized, if I throw a tournament and draw the other two gods here, then I'll finally have a deck that could defeat Yugi. This was all part of Ishizu's plan, though, because in order for the Pharaoh to awaken to his true power and save the world once more, he needed the three Egyptian gods. And it was in this tournament, Battle City, that he would work his way up, win the god cards, and also save Ishizu's brother, which was also another part of her plan. So, hey, good work, saving families. With the three gods in hand, along with many other monsters, we can save for a future bit. It was time for the Pharaoh to unlock his hidden past once and for all. And that was disrupted by a 10,000-year-old king of Atlantis who wanted to use a magic circle thing to steal the souls of mankind and fuel an ancient snake monster. I'm not joking, this happened. The Egyptian gods got stolen, so what's Yugi to do? Well, he and the Pharaoh just so happened to be chosen by a monster dwelling in another dimension. The Dominion of the Beast. They removed a sword from a stone because they were the chosen duelists to wield the legendary dragon, Timaeus. Now, Timaeus can merge with other monsters Yugi has, most notably his Dark Magician, and his apprentice, the Dark Magician Girl, to create the Amulet Dragon and Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight! A lot of knights in Yugi's deck. I'm sensing a theme along with the magicians. But they would also end up collecting the other two, that being the Claw of Hemos and the Fang of Chrysius. Hemos can be used, well, to merge with other monsters and become, well, weapons, and Critias can merge with trap cards. Yes, that's a thing. And it's awesome. So it's with these three dragons, Yugi would actually unlock their true power because they weren't dragons originally. They were the three legendary Knights of Atlantis. Turned into dragons to lessen their power. He would come face to face with the leader of the Orichalcos, Darts, who's been collecting souls all over Earth for over 10,000 years, like I said, to fuel his beast, the Great Leviathan. And Darts just so happened to have a monster with infinite attack points. So Pharaoh used his knights to summon a force beyond infinity! And before anyone says, well, you know, mate, that's mathematically impossible. Shut up and don't be a posh shithead. It happened. Force beyond infinity. So the time came for the Pharaoh to uncover his past, which led him back into ancient Egypt when he ruled over the land as king. And he discovered, well, he had a lot of servants and friends, including one such man called Mahad, who was his most loyal servant, best friend, and even teacher who taught him in magic. Unfortunately, after a fight with the big bad of that season, Dark Bakura, he was fused with his monster, the Illusion Magician, and sealed within a stone tablet. This forever marked him as the Dark Magician. Unfortunately, Bakura would awaken an ancient beast called Zork, a giant kaiju demon with a dragon head for a penis. I'm not joking. Look it up. 4Kids did their best, but, like, there's only so much you can do. And Zork was an absolute monster. This guy would just lay waste to Egypt, fought Exodia one-on-one and won, defeated the Blue Eyes White Dragon, which in lore is supposed to be as powerful as an Egyptian god, fought off Kaiba's Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and their battle distorted space-time. Like, the past and future were getting all messed up. People in the future even seeing those events happen just from their clash. It was crazy. And was able to fight off Cypher, Obelisk, and Ra all at once. Everything looked bleak. But the friends the Pharaoh had, Yugi, Joey, Tristan, and Taya, arrived. And they had with them the secret to unlocking his true power. His name. The name that had been lost to him for millennia. And as soon as he gazed upon it, his memory, his full power, fully awakened. He stood before Zork and announced himself as King Atem! With that, he fused Obelisk, Cypher, and Ra together to form the Creator of Light. Remember all those threats that I mentioned that Zork fought off? He crapped himself at just the mention of this monster, because just her mere presence, the light she emanated, one-shot Zork. Just poof. Nothing. Don't underestimate the power of Yugi and Atem. Hell, they've even gone as far as to fight other Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonists, such as Jade and Yuki, whom felt the power from Yugi's deck, and Yubel, a demon that was fused with his soul, it's a long story, noted that Yugi is the most powerful entity that Jaden has ever faced at this point. That includes Yubel herself, who at one point had the power to merge and destroy 12 universes all at once. And even she wasn't the ultimate big bad of Jaden's story, that being darkness itself. Or how about the time Yugi teamed up with Jaden and further future protagonist Yusei Fudo, who plays this exact same card game, on motorcycles, to face off against a duelist from the even further future called Paradox, who wanted to destroy card games. Basically because he believed that his destroyed future was as a result of all these conflicts with duel monsters being used. But imagine if Trunks was the bad guy. That's basically what Paradox is. Yeah, this guy had access to dueling strategies and mechanics Yugi had no clue were a thing. They were beyond his time. And yet with Jaden and Yusei, they whooped his ass. But even with all these threats beaten, there was still one final duel to be had, so that Atem could pass on to the afterlife. He had to face one person in front of the door to the great beyond and lose. And he couldn't just be someone that he would throw against, no. Both had to give it their all. And who better than Yugi himself? as a way to prove he can carry forward without him. The two gave it everything they had. Atem summoned all three of the gods at once, and Yugi found a way to destroy them! By the end of the duel, Yugi emerged victorious, thanks to his cunning strategies. And the two parted ways, but not without reassuring themselves that this isn't goodbye. Because the bond of friendship they made, the bond they share with all their friends, will last a lifetime, nay, transcend time. And you know what? That's why Yugi loves games in the first place. He just wanted to play games and make friends. Just bring people together and have fun. And after all this, whether it's Yugi or Tem, both, their friends, weebs across the world, the gods themselves, no, they aren't just any ordinary duelist. They are the king. And when the time calls, they'll always be ready when it's time to duel.
Very well done.
Very
Well done. Oh my goodness. I loved it. Like,
very nice of me. Very nice.
that was awesome.
So I can see we both struggled on what to include and not to include.
Yeah.
So much I didn't include. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. He's not lying.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, regardless, very, very nice done. Very, very
I've
nice
been
done.
sitting on that ending for ages.
I'd say it paid off. You did it very. All right.
Well, I may have thrown in some fun Easter egg, like a fun little Easter egg, bit of a treasure hunt in my statement. That's all. That's all I'm gonna leave on that.
I caught one like almost immediately.
Yeah, I bet. Once you catch one of them, I think you get the idea of what I'm doing. But then it's still just like good luck finding them all. Anyway,
Fair enough.
holy shit, we got a lot to talk about.
Good news. We're not in the 4-hour mark
Yet.
yet.
I imagine we're gonna get there because oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I guess first of all, just in general, I guess this is really just how we should start this. Any questions?
Oh God.
That's reassuring.
Okay, bro. Get on your dancing shoes.
Oh, great.
All right. How can Ash's Pokemon stack up against Yugi's dual monsters?
In what way do you mean?
Like in terms of attack and defense. Like, okay, let me slim down the question. How can Ash's Pokemon challenge Yugi's monsters in terms of power?
Well, the 12 universes thing is definitely a problem. I don't think even the Creation Trio reached that level of power.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna throw this out there. I mentioned the whole 12 universe thing, but like to really like hammer that in, like yeah, obviously the gods are above you, Bell, because I mean they're the gods, duh.
Right.
So that's like 12 universes on each of them. Blue Eyes is said to be like as strong as a god, and the Dark Magician like rivals Blue Eyes. That's kind of like the whole theme. There's even like cards that highlight their rivalry. It's like the whole thing with Yugi and Kaiba, so you can maybe get Dark Magician that high if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the hell you quantify the Creator of Light.
Okay. I mean, quite honestly, I could honestly view Ash at a bit of a power disadvantage here.
Yeah.
But I kind of expected that going into it. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair.
I knew if there was one thing I wasn't gonna be able to do is prove that Ash is stronger.
Yeah.
I was gonna. I was gonna try to elaborate a bit further on potential, on like trying to make sure that Yugi, the Ash's Pokemon scale to the Creation Trio, but I don't think that's necessary. And it's that's probably just gonna bloat this even longer than it's already gonna be bloated. So.
Okay.
I guess the only thing I really can say is that in the Hoopa movie, Jesse's Wobbuffet blocks a Shadow Ball from Giratina.
Okay.
So it's like and that's Wobbuffet talking, like that's Team Rocket. It's like
R.I.P. Pilaf Gang.
yeah, first of all, yeah.
Rip.
Well, actually, you know, I'll go even further. Barring like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't mention any specific examples because they're not important, but most of Ash's alternate opponents, I probably could make a pretty easy argument for him to win. Like, pretty easily.
Like if it was Lucy from Fairy Tail, then yeah, you wouldn't even need to give Lucy much of an argument.
No, yeah, rip Lucy. Yeah. Yeah, the Pokemon anime is busted. Like I think they win. Like I think any anime-specific characters, they probably win most of their fights. So, but that's obviously not the question. The question is, can Ash beat Yugi?
Can you convince me that Ash can, at the very least, come close to Yugi's power? He may not surpass it, but can you convince me he can keep up and hold his ground?
So the Pokemon world is kind of it consists of well, okay, stuff like Ultra Space, and apparently there's like a mirror I say apparently, I know what it is. It's there's like a mirror dimension or something that Ash has traveled to.
I remember that episode.
Yeah. But in like the main Pokemon world consists of, so we have the main world itself. They all are basically treated as like universes basically. You have the main Pokemon world. You have, and then you have like the domains of each of the Creation Trio. Well, okay, except for Giratina. Giratina has like a parallel world.
The distortion world.
Yeah, the distortion world. That's basically concurrent with the regular world, I think. Basically, anything that happens in the real world affects the distortion world, and I believe vice versa as well. And then you have Arceus's domain. So that's 4 universes. As opposed to Yugi's 12. And that, I mean, if you want to argue the mirror dimension, I don't know how. I don't remember it being super affected, but the mirror dimension would add another 4 because it's a mirror. It's literally mirroring. Problem is, I don't remember if that was ever affected. If it was, then you know there's 8. Great. That's still not beating 12, but
it softens the blow a little.
A little bit.
So.
Okay.
I do have a question.
By the way, I'm just gonna throw this out there. In GX, when Yubel is talking about like merging all those universes, she does say dimensions. I had to like look this up to be like, wait, is this dimensional scaling getting into? No, they are separate universes. They just use dimensions for some reason in that.
Okay, good.
However, if you want to, I can go into dimensional shit.
Let's.
Oh gosh.
I would prefer we don't.
Alright.
Let's not, just because especially if it's not needed, then let's just not.
Yeah. I'll just say this comes from Kaiba of all people.
Of course it does. Why wouldn't
Yeah.
it? So there's one question I had, and this is kind of like, well, actually, there's a few. And this,
Actually, but
go ahead.
Bob,
sorry.
Yeah, ZDogg had a question.
Yeah, ZDogg, you go ahead.
I was gonna ask something about one of Yugi's moves, the one that targets all of the one that targets all of the monsters at once.
Mirror Force.
Mirror Force, yeah. So is that every that targets every monster on the field, or every monster like in?
Well, in the
no.
game, it destroys every opponent's monster that's in attack mode.
Okay. So
But
I guess
Pokemon don't have an equivalent of like attack and defense mode, so that's why I said every attacking monster.
okay. So it's not going to be a thing where like he attacked every monster, even he attacked every one of Ash's monster, even though it's not out.
I've also
No, it doesn't affect reserves.
Okay.
I've also heard, and you can feel more than free to correct me if I'm wrong, and this is just what I've heard through discussion, that also can affect, like the way I heard it was described is that it wipes out every monster on the field, every single one.
No, it only does that with attacking monsters. Although,
well, what I'm implying is that it would include Yugi's.
oh no, only the opponents.
Okay. Okay. So that
There is actually a way it can destroy everything. Again, only on the opponent's field. Remember those legendary dragons I mentioned?
Yeah.
So, Chrysius at one point was fused with Mirror Force to become Mirror Force Dragon. And if you launch an attack at that, it basically just like reflects it and destroys everything on the opponent's field. Whether it's attacking or defending. And then Knight Chrysius can just use that effect whenever, if Mirror Force is like in the graveyard or something.
Oh, no way. I'm sorry. I just saw something different. Okay, man. This is really perfect timing, actually.
How is it about? Why it was just posted?
Yeah. I'm not gonna get too into detail on it because we had to do this debate. But what I said about the track, safe to say, I freaking nailed that.
Oh, seriously?
Oh boy.
Apparently.
Nice.
Yeah, look at what Sean just posted on in our chat.
Wow.
Okay, cool. That's
for the record, bro said that before we knew of this.
yeah. I said that before I ever saw anything. I'm a prophet. I'm not lying here.
Predicted the future.
Also, Jason Page. That was his name the whole time. Okay, cool.
I can see the future.
I can indeed see the future. Can I predict that Ash is winning this fight though? Oh, let's see.
Screw that. Can you predict the lotto numbers?
I don't care about a lot of numbers. Anyway,
Wait, if that's the case, screw the death battle.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Okay, so there was a few questions I had, just kind of showing my general lack of knowledge of Yu-Gi-Oh. But just going off of like some of the discussions and debates I had about this fight in the year and a half we had to wait for this. Well, actually, one of these questions kind of comes from me doing a little bit of editing for a video that will be up, that is up before this podcast is, so I don't know why I'm being coy about it. When I was editing for the montage for the speed draw, I kind of started to notice just how Yugi fights And it has me curious because the way Yu-Gi-Oh seems to work to me is like it is a lot more turn based than Pokemon. Well, in the anime, I mean, but it's obviously turn based on like the games and the trading cards and whatnot. But in the anime, Pokemon is very much not turn based. So would it be safe for me to say that Ash is probably more, maybe equipped isn't the right word, but because like turn based is definitely not what this fight is going to be.
Yeah, because that's just like when it comes to like the card game that these guys are playing.
Right.
If it's a shadow game, which Yugi can set up, the rules are just whatever the hell he sets. And I actually learned this like in the lead up because I never knew this as a kid. And that's what Ka and Ba are.
Okay.
For those who want to know, Ba is like your soul. Like your life essence, like your life force, and that's what's translated to life points in the card game. Ka is the manifestation of it, which becomes the monsters. And now there have been multiple instances where Yugi does basically fight with like just life energy, and that's what is manifested into the monsters.
Okay. I guess ultimately my question is Yugi prepared to fight a full-on war?
I would say so.
Because that's probably what he's getting here. Because like some of the clips I saw, again, I'm basing it off clips. But I'm asking for like clarification here. It's just a lot of it seemed very turn-based. So I'm like, if Yugi's gonna set up stuff for his turn, but Ash is not gonna let him just like do all that. He's not gonna sit there and do all that. No, like he sees Yugi's doing something. Oh hell no, you are. I'm not gonna let you do that.
Yeah, this is why this matchup is kind of complicated, because like the rules of both series work very, very differently.
Yeah. I guess my other real question is, well, look, okay, that's a lie. I have several questions, but how, like, I guess this kind of relates into what we were already talking about. How good is Yugi on the fly?
Okay, so there might have been like an occasional issue where like he did think, oh my god, I'm in trouble here, like what do I do? And then, realizing like, no, I have to believe in myself, or like my friend's belief backs me up. I mentioned Pegasus like being the creator of the card game, who could see into his mind, and then he said no to that eventually and still won. There was the time where he played against Duke Devlin, who created a game called Dungeon Dice Monsters. So it's just like Duel Monsters.
Okay.
Yugi had no idea what the rules were. He just kind of like went into it against the dude who created the game and knows all the bullcrap strategies. And Yugi still managed to win. Or the time when he was first up against Slifer the Sky Dragon, and Marek was able to set it so that Slifer's attack was basically limitless. Because how it works in the game is Slifer's attack points are dependent on the amount of cards that you hold. But he had a card called Infinite Cards, which eliminates the hand limit, along with Card of Safe Return, which lets him draw 3 cards if a monster comes back from the graveyard. A monster called Revival Jam, which will revive if it's destroyed.
Kind of in the name.
And a card called Jam Defender, so that it will intercept any attack.
Okay.
So if Yugi even tries to attack it or Marek, Revival Jam will just intercept, get destroyed. Marek draws 3 cards, and then Slifer's even stronger. Sounds unwinnable, right?
Uh-huh.
So Yugi pulls out a card called Brain Control. And he takes over Revival Jam. Because Slifer has this other ability where if any new monster is summoned, specifically in attack mode, at least I think it's just any form in the anime, then it instantly attacks and weakens the monster. But if it can't withstand that, then it's just destroyed. So it instantly attacks Revival Jam, which then revives, and then Merrick has to draw 3 cards, but because it's a new monster again, Slifer then has to attack. Revival Jam is destroyed, comes back, draw 3 cards, and the cycle repeats until Merrick decks out. So he basically turned Slifer's greatest strength into its greatest weakness. With a single card.
Well, it's just sorry.
And there was this time when it's this Golden Castle card in a Fellarark. It was banned for already being too powerful, and then it was modified so that it can't be destroyed and all this other bullcrap. And the caveat for it staying on the field is that the opponent, in this case Yugi, has to send half of his deck to the graveyard every turn. Plus, it had a virus uploaded to it, which is corrupting the computers of Kyber Corp. And the only way to stop the virus is to destroy the castle. Which you can't do.
Okay.
Yugi instantly saw the weakness of this, and just kept drawing cards, sending cards from his deck to his graveyard, set up his turn. Then it was his opponent's turn, and the dude who hacked the card was like, well, Yugi, you've got to send half your deck to the graveyard. And he's like, actually, I can't do that. Because his remaining deck was only 1 card. You can't send half of that to the graveyard.
Watch me.
So the castle's criteria to stay on the field isn't met, and it destroys itself. Yeah, Yugi's pretty damn good at spotting weaknesses and coming up with on-the-fly strategies.
Okay. See, I asked because that's kind of what Ash is all about. He is...
Yeah.
He is remarkable at just setting up, super unorthodox, out-of-the-box, who could have ever expected this, strategies, even against, a Frontier Brain who's all about strategy. That's this thing. All the Frontier Brains that Ash defeated are, they're specialists in a certain way. And one of them, Tucker, is all about strategy. So Ash is like, okay, well, screw strategy. Let's just find a little specific thing, little blind spot, and then win the battle. Okay.
Yeah. Plus, you could also get into how Clement uploaded Ash's battle style to Clembot, and then Clembot exploded.
I forgot about that. Yeah. So Ash had been traveling with Clement for a little while now, and they were, but Clement had to step back a little bit because he was prepping for, because Clement's a gym leader, so Ash had to beat him to get a gym badge and then progress to the Pokemon League. So Clement was like, okay, well, I could just give you the badge because you're a friend, but I know you don't want that, so I have to prep to make sure, I actually have to try to beat you, because that's also just what a gym leader's supposed to do. It's basically test the challenger. So he uploaded Ash's battle strategy into his personal computer assistant called Clembot. And it was just so unorthodox that Clembot exploded. I mean, granted, that's like something that's. I mean, granted, having your inventions explode is kind of what Clement's whole gag is, but at the same time, like Clembot's one of the few that's actually been shown to work, so and work consistently. Well, kind of, but that's a whole another story.
I will say Yugi has something kind of similar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Kaiba is like obsessed with one day beating him. So he has. Keep in mind, Kaiba's a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar tech company with supercomputers. Like, remember how I said like it took Yugi 8 years to solve the puzzle?
Mm-hmm.
Kaiba's computers less than 6 hours.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Yeah. He came up with like so many simulations and ran every strategy that Yugi could possibly use against him. And yeah, he's still not enough to win. Like, even in the simulation, Kaiba still loses. Yeah. Although, in Dark Side of Dimensions, he was able to beat the simulation, but he lost to Yugi himself later.
Wow, what a freaking loser. Sorry.
Yeah. And after he was like, I've studied and perfected the Pharaoh's strategy, his deck, his suave hair. That actually took the longest.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, there's obsession and then there's Seto Kaiba.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Where does that rank on the reverse flash scale out of curiosity? No, I'm kidding. No.
Okay, no, Kaiba is not that bad.
I know. Nah, it doesn't sound that bad.
Is there any more questions anybody wants to ask that's not throwing us into the deep end?
Okay, I do want to ask. Okay, this might just be a question. Do you think types are gonna come into play here? Like, I don't know, like any of like Ash's Pokemon are gonna be like super effective against any of Yugi's Pokemon going off of Pokemon types? Pokemon type.
I doubt it.
I mean, that's not really a thing mostly in Yu-Gi-Oh!
I was gonna, yeah.
Well, not even just that, but like, beating the odds when it comes to a type advantage is kind of what is kind of something Ash does on the regular.
Ash usually ends up matching a type or even going in with a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I guess I was more so wondering if there's any like mons Ash has that would be quote unquote super effective against any of the biggest players, but yeah, in theory.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue maybe Pikachu's like electric attacks could be super effective on like anything that flies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What isn't that a lot of I was gonna say, isn't that a lot of Yugi's?
Although there are a couple of monsters Yugi has, which so you've got monsters like Buster Blader, which get stronger the more dragons the opponent has or is in their graveyard.
Oh.
And Ash has a few dragon types.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I mean, not simultaneously.
Not a
he's
lot,
also
to
got
be
the
fair.
sorcerer of dark magic, who, depending on the amount of dragons are in the opponent's graveyards, will make the opposing monster weaker.
Oh.
Yeah. When your rival is Seto Kaiba, and his whole thing is the Blue Eyes White Dragon, you gotta have some anti-dragon things.
Yeah, fair enough. Completely fair.
Well, okay, to be fair, Ash doesn't have a ton of dragon types. Like he has like Gibble and Dragonite. I guess Gudra is another one.
Drakovich.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Oh, and Noivern as well.
Yeah.
But he still has dragons.
Yeah, but not a ton is what I was trying to get to.
Right.
Yep.
He's not like Ash doesn't really specialize in a specific type. It's actually funny because his main partner is Pikachu, but he only has that one electric type.
Yes.
Although I guess to be fair, Naganadel does know Thunderbolt, so there's that.
Okay.
So one thing I'm just gonna throw out there: there's a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh where you like banish your opponent's monsters or cards, and how that's always portrayed is banishing them to another dimension. And Solgaleo and the other Ultra Beast
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Naganadel.
you just said,
Yeah.
whose name I've already forgot how to pronounce. Yeah, they can instantly counter that with the Ultra Wormholes.
Yeah. I believe I've heard. I don't know exactly what this. Maybe this is a game thing, so maybe this is just probably shouldn't take this for super seriously. But I've heard Gengar has something similar too. I think it's like in Gigantamax form, like his, or maybe Mega form, but he doesn't have Mega Gengar. Like the image of his mouth is like a separate dimension or some shit.
People there.
I have heard that apparently Gengar can like manipulate luck.
That sounds
is that a
about,
thing?
That sounds about right. I don't remember specifically.
Never played Mario Party with them. Got it.
Yeah, true.
I'd also never played Mario Party with Yugi.
That's true.
Because, okay, well, so he's also got the Heart of the Cards, which is basically, just belief in his deck or like his cards in general. Hell, Joey does that on a regular. He doesn't have any magic. And the luck he plays this bastard pulls. Like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, Yugi would get that, and I feel like that would counteract Gengar's manipulation, but also this is kind of a thing that all Yu-Gi-Oh protagonists can do, and it's that they can just manipulate probability.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
So, and a lot of people might be thinking, oh, so any strategy or monster Yugi wants to pull out, it all depends on if he draws the right card. He can just make himself draw any card at any time. There is no game of chance with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Protag.
That does lead me into my question for Bro.
What's up?
Do you think Ash can counter Yugi's versatility with his own?
Well, it definitely seems like Yugi has more to throw at Ash. Like he has like so many, like dual monsters. But at the same time, Ash might be lacking in terms of like the unique Pokemon he's got. I say lacking as if he doesn't have almost 60 of them, but whatever. But I think they can make up for it by just by expanding their numbers, especially since so many of them know Double Team. Like Lucario, Greninja. Lucario knows Double Team. I believe at least one of the regional birds knows it. It might be.
I think it's Swallow, isn't it?
It might be Swallow, yeah. But I think the real problem is his 30 Tauros.
Yeah.
So it's like imagine. Okay. Let me make this note. Obviously, we don't know if all 30 Tauros know Double Team or like know all the same moves. But it's like we also don't really see a unique Tauros every time Ash pulls one out.
Yeah, there's always is it the same Tauros?
Yeah. And the answer is
if he had a shiny and only used that, maybe.
Yeah, but he doesn't. They're all they basically all act exactly the same. It's a stampede. It's a herd. And it's 30 Tauros. I think it's safe to assume they all know the same move. Again, unless you can like pick out a unique one, they probably all know the same shit. So 30 Tauros charging at you, and all of them know double team. That's scary. And it's also like the name double team is a bit misleading. I feel like anybody who knows Pokemon knows exactly what I'm talking about, but
it creates after images to like boost evasion.
Yeah. In a sense, they're more so like, well, at least in the anime, they're more so like shadow clones.
Basically.
I know double is in the name here. They can make more, a lot more. Like I think Greninja's double team filled up like almost an entire arena of shadow clones. And they can all attack as well. So there's that too. I don't know if I go so far as to say that they are sentient clones, because they are definitely not. But all of them, like, basically it's like they're meant to fool the opponent. So it's like so you send a Pokemon out there and they use double team. So now they're basically surrounded by clones. And if you hit a clone, then it disappears. Again, it's basically shadow clones. And they can all use, like if you say, hey, my double teamed Pokemon use this move, they all use that move.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay.
So So I can imagine maybe not matching versatility with unique numbers, but with just an overall I mean, obviously I don't think every single Pokemon that knows double team is going to use it all at the exact same time. But like that's crazy. But it's still a way to increase either numbers or just distracting opponents. And honestly, I think distracting is a really good strategy here. Especially since this led to another question I had. How sentient are Yugi's monsters?
The puzzle makes them real.
Well, okay. I guess to further elaborate on what I mean. Well, okay. Ash's Pokemon have a history of working by themselves. Or better yet, working as a team. And I'm talking without Ash.
Right.
Like Pikachu has experience as a leader. Snivy led a subgroup with her and the other Unova starters. Gudra basically leads a whole field of wild Pokemon. That was its whole story after Ash released it.
Yeah,
so
and then Charizard would leave Charizard Island to go rescue Ash, even though he was not instructed to do that.
Yeah.
Well, that, and I think Charizard was trained at the Charcific Valley to become one of the strongest Charizards in the world.
Yeah.
Yes, but he knew Ash was in trouble, and he instinctively went to go rescue him because he knew he would need him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question.
The point I'm trying to make is that a lot of Ash's Pokemon have experience leading by themselves. They don't need Ash. Well, okay, they do need Ash, but like if say something bad were to happen to him, but the Pokemon are still on the field, they can still like Ash doesn't need to command every single one of his Pokemon, is what I'm trying to say.
I
got you.
This isn't this isn't a Red and Charizard situation from last time.
Yeah.
No.
So,
we don't want to repeat.
No, we do. No, we do not.
No.
I guess my question is, can Yugi do the same?
Well, I mentioned earlier that like the monsters like spirits are like in the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like this isn't just limited to like say Dark Magician. We see in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX when the Sacred Beasts are like unleashed, they're absorbing the souls of like every card like across the planet. That includes those that are owned by those who don't possess this kind of protagonist bullcrap magic, and ones that are just sitting in a card shop.
Okay.
But yeah, I mentioned Mahad, how he is the Dark Magician, and he was like the Pharaoh's like most loyal servant, friend, and magic teacher. Same goes for Dark Magician Girl, who, well, was the one who brought a 10-man Yugi into the Dominion of the Beast to get Timaeus. Timaeus is, of course, like, legendary knight or dragon of Atlantis that fought in a war over 10,000 years ago against Darts. The gods themselves are sentient. Like they wreaked vengeance on people in Egypt, and also people who tried to paint them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess what I'm asking is, like, if Yugi needs to focus on one thing, but it leaves him, like, it means he can't focus on this other thing, can his team be like, okay, I'll focus on this, you focus on that?
Yeah, there's even a point in a duel where Dark Magician just acts on his own.
Okay.
All right, I got a question for the both of you.
Okay.
What's that?
Who's more experienced between the two?
That's an from what I know about
difficult to quantify.
Yeah, from what I know about Yugi, that's an interesting question. I feel, from what I've heard, Ash probably has more experience as like on the field. I mean, Atem is really goddamn old. But
yeah, but he did spend over 3,000 years like inside a puzzle.
Yeah.
Okay, side question. So Bro brought up Atem's age. Your only mate, you would know this better than anybody. Can Atem transfer, or can he give his knowledge to Yugi so him and Yugi are kind of linked, or does
they share the same body?
So whatever Atem knows, Yugi can also know?
Yeah, they can basically communicate like in a way where like you know how Joker like goes to like the Velvet Room and he's like just there mentally and time around him, like yeah, it's the same thing whenever Yugi and Atem talk in the puzzle.
Okay, so yeah, so it's telepathy basically.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
It's basically like two minds in one body, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you brought up that Ash has more ground experience, but your only mate, wouldn't Yugi also have that same type of ground experience because he is always dueling?
Well, Atem was asleep for ages, wasn't he?
5 or 3,000 years, depending on which version you want to go with. But in the original, it's 3,000 years.
Yeah, but didn't Yugi already have knowledge of duel monsters before he met Atem?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, here, this is...
It's just the thing is, like, Ash travels to, like, way more places.
That's true,
Yeah.
so yeah, I guess...
his anime is that much longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay.
But he never ages, so it's, like, difficult to, like, quantify.
It's also...
like, okay, but how many years does he spend doing this?
Well, it's also just
hasn't
like
the anime... I'm sorry. Hasn't the anime said Ash's whole journey takes place within the span of 2 years?
Well, he never ages, so that's the problem. It's funny because there's actually several notes. I mean, granted, most of these are from the dub, so take them how you will. I know we probably should have been prioritizing the Japanese versions, but screw that noise.
Yeah.
I watched 1,200 episodes of the dub. You're not convincing me to watch 1,200 episodes of the sub. Thank you. But
I did the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, I know it's for kids, but there was also some fun to be had, like the whole Dark Energy disc thing.
yeah. But there's there's so many notes in Pokemon that's like, man, it's been a year since we've done this. Ash is still 10. Like one of my favorite examples because it's so early on. So Ash travels to Viridian City. It's Viridian City in the second episode. I keep getting
he was on the road to Viridian City.
Yeah, I keep getting that and Vermilion City mixed up because, well, obviously.
I remember I did the same thing as a kid.
Yeah, so like basically, in the second episode, he goes to Viridian City to treat Pikachu because Pikachu had just gotten itself wiped out from dealing with a bunch of Spearow. And that's where he really like meets up with Misty and the two
After burning her bike.
After burning her bike, yep, that was the thing. Pikachu burns a lot of bikes, actually.
I hope they put if Pikachu gets his own like background analysis, please dislikes bikes. Apparently,
yeah, that'd be fun. Anyway, but then Ash had to go back after he beat all the gym leaders. He had to go back because the 8th gym leader is in Viridian City. And he says when they finally get there, he says, "Man, it's been a year since we've been here." Like he himself straight up says that, and it's like, Ash, you're still 10. What do you mean?
Yeah. Okay.
And there's this like special which is with the 3rd movie, and it's like Ash like throws his pie together as like the 1-year anniversary of when him and Pikachu met.
Oh yeah. And then also there's another. This isn't as obvious, but in Gen 5 there's a train station that got busted down thanks to Team Rocket because as they do. And the it's the conductors or it's whatever, I don't remember. They say like it'll take over a year to repair all the damage. And then Gen 5 ends with Iris and Silent using that same railway station to go their separate ways from Ash.
That was in Kanto, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was still the same station. So I think at least Silent was still going to Unova. He was going back home.
I thought they were both going to Johto.
I think Iris definitely was going to Johto. But, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
The point is, they make a lot of notes on how it's been over a year since this, and Ash is still 10. So that's what kind of makes the timeline a bit weird in Pokemon. But the fact of the matter is that almost every episode has Ash in a battle in some way. And a lot of that can also be attributed to, like, a lot of that is also Ash has a lot more experience than you may think in battles that are basically life and death. Like you think, Pokemon battles, they're just fun competition, right? No. You get stuff like Team Galactic or Team Flare that are like hell-bent on either taking over the world or just straight up destroying it and then rebuilding it in their image. So like Ash is put in a lot of situations where it's like, okay, any rules that are normally attributed to Pokemon battles, screw them all because you need to be stopped, and you need to be stopped right freaking now. And a lot of that can also apply to Ash kind of having no problem getting into battles himself.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, bro. I guess that leads into my question for you and mate. Okay. Both of you. What is to stop? Can Ash get past Yugi's defenses on a physical level?
Like Ash himself.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that a lot of that will depend on what Mate has to say, but
I know why people want this.
okay, let me just say
You know,
I
to
hope
reference
this. Let me just say I hope
that
this.
punch.
Yeah, let me just say I hope this doesn't happen. Like I know people are gonna be like, oh, let's just have Ash run up and deck Yugi. Instead, how about let's not? Because like people are saying they don't want a repeat of Pokemon versus Digimon, and yet they'll say, oh, we want this thing for Pokemon versus Digimon, except it's on Pokemon side of things. Smile. So it's like, yeah, how about let's not do that? Would
it be funny? Yes.
If it comes to that, though, Ash did at one point. All of his Pokemon were captured by Team Rocket because, again, as you do, it's just must be a day that ends in Y. But Ash had like nothing. He had nothing. He had nobody else on hand. So he straight up sprinted through Team Rocket's Pokemon, which granted at that time it was just Pumpkaboo and Inkay, I believe. But he got past them, and well, actually, did he get past? It's been a minute since I've seen Gen 6. I believe he gets past them and frees his Pokemon. And then once they're freed, it's like, well, that's a rip for Team Rocket.
There's also the time he tried to throw hands with Mewtwo.
He did try to throw hands with Mewtwo. That is true.
Didn't end well for him, but he tried.
And Mewtwo was so scared of it, in fact, that he put up he decided to block it with Psychic instead of just being like, nah.
Yeah.
That's a joke, by the way.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I just think it's funny that Mewtwo decided not to no sell it and just blocks it with Psychic instead.
Oh god, the disrespect if he no sold it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously, I think getting through a bunch of Yugi stuff is going to be hard. I mean, granted, a lot of his Pokemon can cover for him, I guess.
Right. But
yeah. So the Millennium Puzzle can make energy barriers to protect Yugi. In fact, it even protects him and his deck from a whole bunch of flamethrowers. I'm not joking. Someone loses a duel and is like, all right, what the hell with this? I'm gonna burn you alive. And he's just like, nah. And I'm gonna mind crush you.
yeah, okay.
So there's the fact that the puzzle will protect him, and also I mentioned him setting up the shadow games earlier. Depending on the rules that are set, that could just screw Ash over.
Yeah.
Because if you cheat in a shadow game, you get punished and are subjected to basically an endless illusion of your death.
Okay,
which includes being eaten alive by monsters,
not with
burning
that.
to death, or there's what attempted to Kaiba in the manga, where he basically had him experience his monsters. He basically transferred his soul into a card and had it experience being destroyed over and over and over and over again.
Christ.
Remember Requiem's death loop?
Yeah.
He has the death loop. He has the death loop, and he has the Omega Sanctum. What the fuck?
Yes.
Why?
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So okay, now hold on. So I guess now he brought it up because this is one of my jugular throat questions. And again, bro, get on your tap dancing shoes. Ash has had his soul removed from his body many of times and has been possessed a couple of times. Do you think Ash can resist Yami's mental manipulations and his soul and manipulating his soul since he has had that happen to him?
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay.
So the main one that comes to mind when it comes to Ash being possessed, I forget the guy's name. I have it on my sheet. I can look it up. This is during his battle with the Final Frontier brain. What's this? Brandon.
Oh, you mean when he was possessed by that like ancient king?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
So the king was still giving and voicing the commands for Ash's Pokemon, but Ash was still like inside kind of and could like influence the battle a little bit. Like it's basically Ash's strategy could be fed through to the king while he was battling Brandon. And then I guess Brandon knew. So Brandon obviously knew that that Ash was being possessed. So he just decided to just rip into him. He calls. I don't know if he calls Ash or if he calls the king a coward. Either way, Ash took it personally, and he took it so personally that he actually broke through the control for a brief period of time. But then worst comes to worst. I believe almost every time that Ash has been possessed, it's been overcome by Pikachu shocking him. So worst case scenario, by himself, I would say no, but with the help of his Pokemon, yes. Like his Pokemon could break him out of it.
His Pokemon also break him out of Yami basically scrambling his mind and making him, brain dead.
Well, there is that one time where like Meowth got mind controlled by a couple psychic types. I forget their names.
I think I know what you're about to bring up.
Yeah, so the question is, why didn't you control like Ash, Jesse, and James? And they have Meowth say, because idiots are harder to hypnotize.
Yeah. For what it's worth, that they're Behem, by the way.
Okay.
They did control Pikachu, but then Ash was like, "Hey, Pikachu, snap out of it," and then he did. Like he literally like did like a head, like the head shake when you're like,
yes,
like shaking. What we feel like you're like shaking off a headache or something.
Yes.
Yeah, Pikachu did that and literally shook off its mind, shook off the control.
Okay.
And I will admit, Yugi does have multiple cards that could do that, and Ash's Pokemon could break out of it via the power of friendship.
Yeah, that's a big thing. A lot of resistances for Ash and his Pokemon come down to their bonds. Like Pikachu was controlled by Team Plasma, and Ash was basically, in the simplest of terms, was basically able to talk no jutsu him back to control.
Okay.
And that also applies to like when I mentioned it earlier when Sceptile broke out of a sleep attack from Darkrai. And then also Ash and Greninja resisted Lysander's mind control energy, and he used that on Zygarde. So.
Okay.
So I think in general, stuff like mind control is probably something that he can shrug off just fine. Possession might be a bit harder, but worst case scenario, his teammates can break him out of it.
ask. So okay, let me. Yeah,
There is one other thing I think Richard was also referring to.
Yeah, thank you.
What's that?
So I mentioned that Pegasus was able to like steal Yugi's grandpa's soul, and he basically sealed it inside a blank trading card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the puzzle can do the same thing. So what's stopping Tem from just sealing Ash and his Pokemon into their Pokeballs?
Ooh.
Maybe Gengar.
Does
Okay,
he have Gengar on hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Gengar was one of Ash's Masters 8 Pokemon. Yeah.
Plus, I don't think we're gonna limit it to like say, oh, but would he have this specific Pokemon on hand? We're gonna account for like,
All of them.
Yeah.
yeah, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to Gengar.
Well, actually, Ash's earliest instance of having his soul messed with was from a Haunter. So basically, him and was it Haunter? It might have been Gengar.
No, it was
That's when he
Gengar.
just straight up died, didn't he?
Yes,
Well-
him and Pikachu died, quote unquote. They had their souls out of their body, and
Well,
Ash
they have
decided to fuck with Misty.
Well, that's the thing. They have their souls out of their body because of Haunter. But like in general, they were still. I mean, they were unconscious, but they were okay. Yeah, Ash and Pikachu get freaking crushed by a chandelier. And so,
Electrocute for good measure.
Yep.
and somehow their bodies are perfectly okay. Don't ask me why. Like I said, these two are just straight built different. Like this is the thing I want in the episode. It's just a question of, hey, by the way, how has Ash not died? Like how did
He has.
well, okay. I guess the better question is, how has he
Twice.
not died when he set out?
Yeah.
But no, Haunter is either Haunter or Gengar. They pull one of the two. It doesn't matter because if it's Haunter, then Gengar is its evolved form, so it's like eh.
Yeah.
Either way, this should apply to a Gengar. So this whether it was Gengar or Haunter doesn't matter. They pulled Ash and Pikachu's souls out of their body. And they just decided to have some fun flying around as a ghost. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is that I think if say Ash's soul gets like yoinked out of his body, Gengar could probably see that and be like, oh shit, hold up, and rescue it. I think
Okay, fair enough.
I think most of Ash and his Pokemon have plenty of experience with seeing spirits, because like a lot of ghost type Pokemon are actual spirits.
Yeah.
So like if like we had a problem with having their souls ripped out, I think they could A, see it, and B, react. So I
ZDogg, do you?
I think they'd
I'm sorry,
be
go
okay.
ahead. Okay, ZDogg, do you want to ask a question before you want to tag out?
I mean, I don't know if this is part of the big. I do want to ask, since we did like comment on their strength earlier. We should go over speed stuff, like you know, even if Ash is at a power disadvantage, could he? Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna be
But he-
honest. I mean, we'll see how the debate goes, but just how this fight's been debated over the last year and a half. If we can come to it, hear me out. If we can come to an agreement that Ash is faster, that's probably gonna play a huge factor in a lot of his other shit.
right.
Like even if the way I always saw it is that even if Ash is at a strength disadvantage, if he's at a speed advantage, then there's not just that, but there's also most of his Pokemon know moves that increase speed as well. So as far as feats go, There are Pokemon like Deoxys and Rayquaza that have like flown through space. You know, bullshit times the speed of light. Um, Dialga and Palkia's battle in the movie created shockwaves that sent out of their domain and into the Pokemon world, and Pikachu reacted to it. Don't ask me how that works.
Noted.
And then I mentioned it earlier, but Arceus, when he woke up, sent shockwaves out that spanned basically the entire, like, you know, his domain, and then Dialga and Palkia's, and then the Pokemon world, and then Dialga and Palkia have intercepted attacks from it. So
Okay.
pretty freaking speedy.
Good.
Made any counters to that?
So,
May, what you got?
speed in Yu-Gi-Oh! Admittedly is kind of hard to quantify given, like, what they do. Like, Joey and Tristan were able to, like, dodge, like, literal lasers at one point, although it was during the stupid Capsule Monsters arc, which, ugh, it sucks. Hey, laser dodging. You can compare a lot of Yugi's monsters to that of Jaden's, and one of which is Elemental Hero Neos, who, upon being summoned, appears from another galaxy to Jaden in just a couple of seconds. So, that's tons of bullshit times the speed of light. And I mentioned when Atem was in Egypt and Bakura was the big bad, things are gonna get weird. There was actually like 3 Bakuras at that point. One that Atem was fighting like alongside his forces in Egypt. One that was fighting off Yugi, Joey, Tristan, and Taya. And one who was also with Atem, but they were viewing it from like a higher plane as if it were a tabletop board game. And Bakura had control over the sands of time, which means at any point he wanted to, he could just reverse the flow of time and win that way. But the fact that Yami was still, that Atem was still able to like win overall, despite his opponent having control over time itself. I don't know how you quantify this shit.
Uh-huh.
Also,
Yeah, what's
the
up,
Death
bud?
Battle preview even mentioned it. Doesn't Yugi/Atem have a card that can stop and reverse time?
I was gonna bring this up, so this is what threw me for a loop that they gave him Time Wizard.
Yeah, okay.
Because, yeah, in the original anime, which I watched, the very first thing Yugi does with that card is give it to Joey, but Brobuscus told me that there's this novelization in which Yugi does use it. Plus, he was the original owner of that card, so it kind of makes sense. Side note,
I don't know to what extent he uses it though, because again, I wouldn't know. I just heard that from like BJ.
fair enough. Side note, I wouldn't be surprised if this means Red Eyes is going to feature in the episode as well, because Yugi did possess it for a while. And it can fuse with his Summon Skull to create the Black Skull Dragon, or Meteor Dragon to create the Black Meteor Dragon. That's actually how he beat Kyber at one point in Season 0. But anyway, Time Wizard. It's basically a living clock wizard that can manipulate the flow of time, either turning it back or progressing it forward. The first time Joey used it against Rex Raptor, Rex notes that eons are passing like seconds. And how Time Wizard works is it spins this little like roulette, and if it lands on a time machine, then it works perfectly fine, manipulates time, yada yada yada. But if it lands on a skull symbol, it self-destructs and takes all monsters on its side down with it. Though the puzzle, and Atem himself can manipulate probability, so that's not going to be a problem.
Mhm.
Basically, this means he can either fast forward time to the point where Ash does the impossible and ages. Sorry, I had to work that in there.
Mhm.
Along with his Pokemon literally into, well, dust. Or he can turn it back, and that would therefore revert Ash's Pokemon to like their prior evolutions, or just into eggs.
Yeah. And
Which I think that happens once in Journeys.
I was about to say, yeah.
And also use Time Wizard to reverse any damage that is inflicted on him or his monsters you're only make. Yugi, I mean.
That's not really how Time Wizard is like ever used in,
Okay. So
in the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
There are a couple instances where it doesn't quite work, like when Joey uses it against Genzo. For some reason, it's made of material that lasts a millennia. Like, okay, sure.
I guess
And
I guess
then
my question is,
when-
I guess the dual monsters are they are made real, but
They can still be destroyed by it. Like when Joey first used it, he like turned Red Eyes Black Dragon into, well, a fossil.
right. I guess my thing was what I was going to say before I quickly realized that was like they're made real, which implies they weren't at some point. Like aren't they usually like holograms or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I guess what I was going to ask was that if like when it comes to Time Wizard, like can it be used on like real sentient people?
I mean, it doesn't because of just how the Duel Monsters card game works. Although, while in a video game, Joey uses it to like reverse time in a specific area, which doesn't end up affecting like the group.
Well, because it's like it's important to remember that all of like not just Ash, but all of his Pokemon also are like they are real. They are creatures. They're not like they're not holograms like the dual monsters are. So I just kind of wondered if like if stuff like de-aging, I guess, like if that's really the same thing. Because like, okay, if it is, then well shit, because that has been shown to actually work on not just Ash's Pokemon, but also Ash himself. They get like de-aged or something by Dialga. I made that mistake earlier. Dialga's the one that controls time. And like even like Ash's Pokemon were reverted back to the eggs they hatched from. So, I believe the process can be slowed down, not by like an insane degree, but they can be slowed down if they're in their Pokeballs. Although that does create one obvious problem. Because there's one Pokemon in particular that absolutely hates its Pokeball and will refuse to go in it, even if its life depended on it.
Pikachu.
And that is Pikachu. So...
Alright.
I have one more. Oh, go
This
ahead.
might be a bit morbid, but if that was how the fight ended, Yugi
That'd be
wins
sad.
by literally just making Ash age.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh god. Well, actually, he can't. Well, he can't age. So, maybe it won't work on Ash. Can you tell him coping at this point?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'd be down for that as just a funny gag.
Yeah.
My God.
Although it would mean he watches all of his Pokemon age around him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
may
an-
not
so anyways,
potentially
we're-
work on him.
So anyways,
Yeah,
we
ZDogg.
are not. So anyways, we are not humoring this any further.
Yeah, move on.
Another question.
Yeah, ZDogg, you had a question.
I had just had this thought. I don't know if how useful it'll be, but screw it. Does Ash have any Pokemon that could potentially like mess with the Millennium Puzzle, or like I don't know, shut it? I don't know, shut it down is the right word. Like I don't know, mess with it and like make it not as useful. I don't know.
I guess that the question is, how does the Millennium Puzzle work again? Like, is it tech-based or?
so-
Well, okay, it shouldn't be, but
Get our listening ears on.
yeah.
Yeah, so the inside of it is basically like kind of like a manifestation of like the inside of a Tem's mind, and given that he had amnesia, it's a bit tricky. You guys ever seen Labyrinth?
No.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Here's a shot of the inside of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all those doors either lead to more rooms like this, or they're booby-trapped.
Well,
I could
I was also gonna say,
oh wait,
go ahead.
I was gonna. Okay, yeah, go on, Richard.
oh, okay. I was even gonna say your only mate brought it up, but it's even if Ash did have his Pokemon try and attack the Millennium Puzzle, they can't get past Yami/Yugi's force field.
Yeah, and even then, I think even the inside of it can summon Dark Magician.
Well,
from
okay.
And
what
plus, why would Ash go after the puzzle? Like, he would just think that's jewelry.
yeah, true.
I'm just trying to.
I mean,
think
he
of,
might
like,
get an inkling on the fact that it glows.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, that could be a good key.
It could, but then, again, he would just... None of his Pokemon, even his legendary, can get past that force field.
Well, I guess I'm not 100% sure how strong the field is, but at the same time,
I guess that means I should go over like how strong I could say like Yugi's bar is.
I guess.
I guess this means I'm gonna have to get into that Kaiba thing I mentioned.
Oh boy.
So, after Atem passed on to the afterlife, Kaiba was desperate to duel him one more time. So, he made a device that would send his mind to higher dimensions of reality in order to reach the afterlife. Transcending past the fourth and fifth dimension, where he duels gods, like trying to stop him from reaching the sixth, which is the afterlife, and he wins. The only reason he didn't reach the sixth dimension at that point was because his younger brother Mokuba like pulled him back, because he was scared that him doing this would kill him.
Okay.
Though by the end of the movie, Dark Side Dimensions, Kaiba like reaches the afterlife. All to have one more duel with a guy who is just trying to rest in peace.
Wow, this guy seems like a real freaking asshole.
There's being an asshole and then there's Kaiba.
Anyway,
Yeah, Yeah, so given that he is like Yugi's like strongest rival, then I think it's safe to like compare his bar to that. Which again is spirit energy.
Mhm.
Right. I was gonna say if it was just like a simple barrier, then like I could easily bring up like Halucha again, who broke through Trick Room. I had heard. I don't remember where this comes from. If it's from a game, then well, shit. Because it's probably not important. But I had heard that like Trick Room like distorts like dimensional space or some shit. I don't know where that came from. But like the way that's supposed to work is like it slows down the opponent inside with each like turn, I think. Although it's funny because Ash had a really good strategy against it, not with Halucha, but with it's Talonflame, but it might have it's Talonflame, but it might have been Fletchinder at the time, because Fletchinder knows Flame Charge, and the way Flame Charge works is that with each use it gets faster. So like yeah, Fletchinder was still being slowed down by the Trick Room, but once the Trick Room wore off, Fletchinder was thuman. So
Okay, so I have one last question because I think I want to get close to us making our pick.
yeah.
All right, bro. And do your best to answer, but after hearing about Yugi and Yami's defense cards and his hacks cards, do you think Ash can get around them?
Potentially through like maybe some like distraction play or some shit. Again, the fact that a lot of his Pokemon know Double Team is kind of has me like, oh, well, hold on.
Yeah. So example, one of the cards, Yugi has several cards that can literally just reflect all of Ash's Pokemon's attacks back out at him or them.
Yeah, like Mirror Force, Magic Cylinder, Divine Wind.
So, reflecting
There's another one that does the same thing actually.
Well, reflecting attacks back at Ash's Pokemon. I wonder who Ash has gone up against that is known for doing that. Oh yeah, Jesse's Wobbuffet. Yeah, that's literally all that Wobbuffet is good for, is reflecting attacks.
Yeah, but does Ash have a counter to that? Like,
yeah,
okay.
Yes, overpowering it. Because the thing about Wobbuffet is that Wobbuffet needs to take the attack in order to be able to send it back. When I brought up the Giratina example earlier, Wobbuffet was still being like pushed back by the Shadow Ball, and then literally in Wobbuffet's introductory episode, it knows counter, and Pikachu broke through it with Thunderbolt. So it's a matter of breaking through it.
Okay,
and the fact that Wobbuffet has to survive.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, but does Ash have a Wobbuffet?
No, but what I'm saying is that he's he's got experience against foes that can reflect attacks back at him. He survived their attacks reflected back at him.
But so, okay, the overall depth of the question is every strongest attack all of his Pokemon use, including Pikachu's, they are all, if Yugi uses one of his defensive cards, which, by the way, he has a card that lets him draw more cards as well, and there's the fact that Yugi can literally summon any card he wants to his deck, because he just can do that. It kind of feel like, can Ash survive? Can Ash figure out a way to get through an endless barrage? Like, basically, can Ash pull a Bruce Banner and survive an ever-ending loop of all of my Pokemon, use your strongest attack, Yugi, I reflect it back at you, it hits them, try again. Until his Pokemon run out of, because his Pokemon run, they have, so basically how I understand it is, the more damage they take, the weaker they become.
Well, I guess, but that's just kind of how stamina works.
Yeah, it's just how stamina works for pretty much everything.
Yeah.
No, yeah, so that is the overall depth of the question. Like, can Ash hold out long enough to figure out how to get past all of Yugi's defensive cards, even the ones that can heavily change the outcome of the fight to where Yugi pretty much wins because all of Ash's Pokemon have exhausted themselves?
Well, when it comes to the reflecting thing, again, that's just something that Ash deals with all the time. The way Wobbuffet's attacks work is that not only do they reflect the attacks back, but they reflect them back with double the damage.
Right, but what's the limit? What's the strong? So, okay, has Wobbuffet ever deflected a legendary's attack?
Yes, Giratina.
Yeah, Giratina.
Okay, Giratina.
Like the creation trio are basically like, they're not like when it comes to like presentation, they're not really treated as much higher than other legendaries, like say like Groudon or Kyogre. Because like in the Hoopa movie, all three of them are summoned, and they don't really do more damage than any other legendary Pokemon on the field. But
we know, like, lore-wise, they can make or break the universe.
Yeah. Like overall lore-wise, they're presented as like the most powerful Pokemon that isn't Arceus. Because Arceus is literally like capital G God. Yeah. But yes, Wobbuffet reflected Giratina's Shadow Ball back at it. So really the limit is just how much Wobbuffet could take.
And you're saying this is applicable to Ash and the rest of his Pokemon?
Yeah. Because it's like, not only do they have Wobbuffet, but at one point Team Rocket builds a giant mechanical Wobbuffet that uses its other reflective move called Mirror Coat. For the most part, it basically just does the same thing. It just works on, I think it's like the difference is Counter works on physical attacks, whereas Mirror Coat works on special attacks, I think.
Yep, and that's part of the reason why Wobbuffet is one of the worst things to encounter in a Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
Why do you think I put the Sephiroth music over when I encountered it in Emerald?
Yeah. Either way, they built a mech Wobbuffet that uses its counter attacks, and at some points they dodge the attacks. At other points, they just straight up tank them. And again, that's like there's having your moves reflected back at you, and then there's having your moves reflected back at you with double the power.
Yeah, but doesn't one of Yugi's cards reflect with double the power? Does he have a card that can do that?
Yeah, Divine Wind.
Okay. And it deals double, so it would deal double the damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so at that point, it's just something he's already dealt with before. I was gonna say if it was
But
reflected.
the thing is, the difference is, it doesn't reflect the attack back at the monster. It reflects it back at the opponent.
Yeah, so Ash would be the one taking it?
Well, Ash is quite known for surviving his own Pokemon's moves.
Right. But there's only so much he can survive because, okay, going to physical real quick, Ash does have a limit to what he can take in terms of raw force. I mean,
Well, sure,
he
was straight up incinerated at one point, and then he just ran it off. I really wish I was
right.
Hold on. I really want to talk about this. I really wish I was making this shit up. So
No, I believe you.
So this is in this is in the I Choose You movie, which I'm gonna go ahead and say right now. It should count. It's still Ash. So the I Choose You movies are basically they're soft reboots of Ash's story.
An alternate take.
But like it's still it's basically the same thing as like it's the same Ash just in a different with different circumstances. So and even still the first Pokemon he gets is still Pikachu, and like for the most part the I Choose You movie plays out relatively similar to Ash's earlier journey. He just doesn't meet Misty or Brock. He doesn't and then he only catches like Butterfree and Charizard, I think. But either way, they should count. And the reason why that's important is because literally the end of the movie, Ash gets straight up like murked by like dozens of wild Pokemon. And I'm talking like he gets hit by their attacks and is gone. He's like there's nothing left other than his hat. Pikachu sees it and is like obviously crying because you know that's your best friend that just got murdered right in front of you. And I don't know if it's Pikachu's cries or something along those lines, but Ash literally is in like this weird alternate world. It basically should be the afterlife. They just don't want to call it that because obviously. So Ash hears Pikachu's cries and runs through that world and just happens to run through like a gateway back to the land of the living. Like he literally I can literally explain it as he runs off being dead.
As you do.
Like you do. And I know some people commented that, well, maybe that was Ho-Oh because the whole movie deals with like the rainbow feather, which can perform like miracles or some shit.
Yeah.
But the feather was like
Ho-Oh is known for resurrecting Pokemon.
Yeah, but the feather was depowered at the time. So I think it was powered back up after he came back. I think. I don't know. Again, it has admittedly been a bit of a minute. I've also been dealing with a lot more this year than just Pokemon.
And you were also trying not to focus on the fact that Pikachu speaks English in that movie at one point.
Yeah, that's true. Well, kind of. It's more of like a weird life flashing before your eyes mental thing.
No, it's totally Ash just like understanding Pikachu fully.
Yeah.
But it's just funny to think about. Like, he comes back and just shakes Pikachu. You speak English.
No, it does. No, he doesn't. No, Pikachu doesn't actually speak. Just for the record.
Nah.
What the fuck?
But no, no. In the simplest of terms, Ash ran off death, and that is literally the best way I can describe it.
Okay.
I do think that should require obviously the connection to his Pokemon. So if like I imagine if like all of his Pokemon die at the same time that he does, then I don't think there's anything to connect to.
Yes, and I think
Yeah.
Yugi's monsters can definitely do that.
Although this does lead to probably one of my biggest questions, and this is probably going to be the last. This is probably going to be probably going to be my last thing. And again, this is just kind of going into everything I've heard. I probably shouldn't be relying on hearsay for Yu-Gi-Oh, but whatever, we're going with it. Is that so? Yugi's monsters, like when it comes to like their, I don't know if existence is the right word. They're tied to Yugi.
Yeah.
But that means what that could mean that if something happens to Yugi, like basically, I guess I should probably stop dancing around and just get to the point. If Ash kills Yugi, then it's over.
Yeah, but okay. So the ending of Dark Side Dimensions is kind of weird. So the whole movie, yeah, Kaiba's trying to bring back Atem. Like he reassembles the Millennium Puzzle and has Yugi put in the final pieces because he wants Atem to come back, possess Yugi's body, and then they'll have a duel.
Mm-hmm.
But Yugi shows him like, no, Atem's soul isn't in the puzzle anymore. He's gone. Then the big bad of the movie, well, I mean antagonist.
That's right.
Anyway, he's manipulated by the Millennium Ring, which is what Bakura was tied to, and therefore Zork. And he was also powered up by this thing called the Quantum Cube, or it's called a couple different things. That's weird. It's like a secret 8th Millennium item or something. So he was literally like rewriting reality, and he was like more powerful than like anyone, which includes Zork at this point. He duels Yugi and Kaiba at once. Kaiba sacrifices himself to save Yugi. And as Yugi's hope is starting to waver a little bit, a light comes down from heaven, and it's Atem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just chose to come back from the afterlife. So, yeah, he can just choose to come back too if the worst should happen.
Right, but that requires a body to be left over, right? Like Atem just can't come back from nothing. It's still him possessing Yugi's body, right?
I mean, sure, but then they like split off at the end. Like, he can't just exist as a spirit.
Okay, well, I mean, a spirit to play around with Gengar? Anyway, sorry.
I mean, that's how they, like, dueled anyway.
Right. I guess the point I was trying to make is that, like, Ash kills Yugi, it's done. Yugi kills Ash, he still has to deal with Ash's Pokemon. Which, like, okay, obviously without Ash, that's still gonna be, like, that makes things a lot harder. But it's like they can fight without him. They can fight and exist without him. So it's like so it's basically kind of like Ash has one target. I mean, okay, obviously he's gonna be attacking a lot of the monsters on the field. That's just how he plays. This is a hypothetical thing here. I just wanted to get it out there.
Yeah.
So, like, Ash has one target. You could probably make the argument for two, just to be like, okay, he kills Yugi, and then he can kill Atem, or Yami, or whatever. Whatever he wants to be called. Yugi has Ash, and then, like, 90 Pokemon or something. And Ash has no problem, especially if it's a battle of life and death. Ash has no problem sicking his Pokemon on the trainers. He's done that too. I mean, poor Team Rocket know that all too well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's also plenty of times like in Yu-Gi-Oh where someone has their monster like intercept an attack.
Sure, yeah. The monsters can
Hell,
absolutely
Yugi even
go in
has-
to defend them. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Hell, Yugi even has cards that like let him choose the target of an attack.
Okay. Real quick. Bro never answered my question because your only mate did bring it up, but I guess I'll repeat the question again. Say if Yugi does hypothetically die via Ash and it's just a Tem. Counterpoint, bro, what is to stop a Tem from mind crushing Yugi's what is to stop a Tem from mind crushing Ash's brain? Or doing that to his Pokemon, which then is a follow-up question. Your only mate can attempt mind crush the Pokemon.
I mean, the Mind Crush is just destroying like someone's brain.
Yeah, so say if Yugi does die,
he can also use it to like banish someone's evil side. Like, it's basically wherever he like chooses.
Yeah, so how's Ash gonna kill a Tem if his brain no worky anymore?
That is a problem, I will admit. I mean, one could be horrible and make the argument that Ash's brain don't work anyway. But we're not doing that, so.
Yeah. Also, if what your only mate said is true, that's Ash getting to a Tem is a problem. Because did your only mate not just say that a Tem, that if Ash would have to go inside the Millennium Puzzle to get a Tem, and therefore he would have to go through a labyrinth that has booby traps in it, and even if he did get past all that, doesn't a Tem exist on a higher dimension than Ash in the physical world?
Yeah.
Basically.
So,
I mean,
yeah, you can kill Yugi.
I kind of wonder if, like, Gengar could...
Yeah, I was going to say, you could just put the Gengar argument. Eventually.
Yeah, but can Gengar jump through dimensions, is my question. Has Gengar ever jumped to the 4th, the 5th, or the 6th dimension?
Well, higher dimensions, no.
Okay.
But I think I remember like a Pokédex entry for Gengar or one of those ghost Pokemon being like, yeah, they exist on like a different plane of existence or whatever. Cause like that, it's like, you know, astral plane. That's what they.
Okay, so then
basically what they refer to.
Wouldn't this be like a Hulk versus Godzilla situation where Gengar is on a whole different plane and therefore he can't reach the plane where a Tem exists?
Probably. I'm still not like 100 like just based on how it's described. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess all I can really say is possibly, but also possibly not.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of this also depends on what Death Battle like interpret.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be straight with you. There's a lot of it especially doesn't help that again I'm not the Yu-Gi-Oh guy here. Like if I had Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge at all, I could probably answer these questions a lot better. But it's really the fact a lot of these questions are like possibly, but possibly not.
Yeah.
So it's like I really can't answer these questions as much as I would really like to.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Is there any other things that need to be asked, or
No, I think that's about it.
Like about Bro and Mate. Do you have any last I don't know remarks before?
Yeah.
The decision is made? Or
I mean, I guess I could probably go over a couple things that the gods can do. I already mentioned Slifer, but with Obelisk, if Yugi sacrifices 2 other monsters, then Obelisk's attack power raises to infinity.
be a problem for Ash.
Yes, that's a problem. And yet, somehow, Ra is still considered the strongest of the three gods. And it is the most bullshit, by the way. Like, when Mai gets it in the anime, she tries to summon it, and then it turns out, oh, the only way you can summon it is by reading the chant that's on the card, and that it's written in Egyptian.
Oh, nobody other than a Tem could do it?
Yeah, well,
Or-
Kaiba was able to read it because of his Egyptian heritage.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
Well, also, it just seems like Kaiba's that obsessed that he can, he would just learn it.
Well,
It's
no.
literally because of his spiritual connection to Egypt.
Yeah,
Actually,
I'm making a
Actually,
joke.
fun fact. So in the past, one of Atem's servants and friends was his high priest, Seto,
Yeah.
who is Kaiba's Egyptian ancestor.
Yeah. So Kaiba
Seto
has
Kaiba. I get it
Seto.
now.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
Anyway,
So the previous king, Atem's father, had a brother who was like one of his advisors, and he like created the Millennium items by doing all this like messed up stuff I won't get into. But he also had to like leave and abandon his son, who many years later would turn up at the palace to become the high priest, Seto. So, Atem and Seto are cousins.
Yeah. Which makes Yugi and Seto Kaiba descendant cousins.
Yeah, they're distant relatives.
Yeah.
about as distant as you can get.
Yes.
Okay.
mm.
I will say it's kind of just remembering right now. I swear to God, I remember seeing some like higher dimensional shit for Dialga and Palkia. The problem is, it's from the games, so
Yeah.
I don't think I need to explain why that's an issue.
Yeah. Okay. Bro, do you want to explain anything? Last minute remarks?
There's so many like joke arguments I want to bring up just to lighten the mood, but it's like, like
I know one the Squiff in the lad server brings up.
Oh,
is it Snivy's a track go burr?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna play that video, but he sent a meme video and that fucking killed me the first time.
all of Yugi's male monsters are now horny for this like snake weed.
I wasn't gonna make it, but if Dark Magician Girl ever comes out, wouldn't all of Ash's male Pokemon just thirst after her?
My fuck.
No, because like
No.
because Snivy's Attract is like an actual move.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like obviously to counter, Yugi has female like monsters.
Yeah.
Okay. I did want to mention that. Okay, if Yugi did attempt, I know we brought it up earlier, but if Yugi did attempt to crush Ash's brain, I would just repeat what Masako X said. Oh, he went after Ash's brain. Ash doesn't even have a brain.
Well, we could do that, but then you'd be horrible. I
mean,
I was actually surprised.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised on how smart Ash can get at times.
yeah,
Like,
no,
I
not
knew
to
he
take
wasn't
anything away from.
like I knew he wasn't dumb. Like I knew people were being
Well-
like, exaggerative when. Well, okay, there was one part when Ash goes up against an electric type gym leader and only goes in with Palpitoad because it's a ground type, and then Palpitoad lost to the leader's second Pokemon. He was like, I didn't actually bring anything else, so he ran off and grabbed Snivy. And then I think Snivy ended up losing because he was making a point to not use Pikachu because he was always relying on Pikachu. But then he ended up using Pikachu anyway because he thought that was really goddamn stupid.
Hey, if it ain't broke.
Don't fix it.
Don't fix it, exactly. And then, hey, he did end up winning in the end, which is the most fumbled win against a gym leader ever, but he did it. But it was also like that's one instance as opposed to several. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, I've talked about this before, and I'll say it again, because I still think this image is just funny. And I know this isn't like true to like say modern Ash, but there's still that one shot early on anyway. Just the idea of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Attempts to summon Dark Magician Girl, and Ash thinks that she's cute, and Pikachu just like yells at him, and that snaps him out of it.
That'd be funny.
Sorry to be the buzz killer, but we got to make a decision soon. Otherwise, my bladder is going to explode, and I'm going to the hospital. And this will be the last podcast I ever am on.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that image. Anyway,
you're welcome.
I guess all I can really say is I'm gonna stick to my guns and say I believe Ash to be more suited for a battle like this, and B just generally better on the like. I could see Yugi being the better overall strategist in terms of like just like thinking ahead, like going into battles with a plan. Ash's strategies are better in the moment. Like Ash is better at when it comes to like quick thinking on the fly. Like back against the wall, like he's got some. He'll always come up with something. It really just is the fact that Yugi's that much stronger that really has me kind of like, like a lot of what I could argue for Ash is kind of made moot by that, and then also Yugi has a shit ton of hacks. Like I really don't have much against like Time Wizard or Mind Crush. I don't know. At the bare minimum, I hope I convinced y'all that Ash puts up a better fight than y'all probably expected.
Yeah, you did.
That's I think that's.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think that's
absolutely.
I think that's all I can really ask for here. Like that was really ultimately even when I signed up, that was really ultimately my only real goal here was make you all think for a second, but because this fight is so synonymous with the idea of like what I was talking about earlier with absolutes. It's like everybody looks at this and is like, oh, Yugi wins. Why? Because I said so. Because I mean, just look at him. And I'm like, yeah, sorry, pal, that ain't good enough.
God, it's like Doomslayer all over again.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. It was like if there's a potential, if I can make people hesitate for a second, be like, okay, maybe he doesn't win, but it's like, well, geez, like, goddamn, he puts up like a monumentally better fight than I thought. Then I've done my job.
Yeah.
I think that's all I really could have asked for here. If it wasn't obvious, we're at the final call here.
Yeah.
As much as I want to, because there's still an inkling in me that has a little bit of faith. Maybe it's blind, maybe it's cope. There's still a part of me that has a little bit of faith in Ash potentially pulling an upset here. It's not impossible. That's for damn sure. I honestly think either way, both of these guys are going to get the fight of their lives.
Yeah, I could see that.
but I think there was just too much I couldn't answer for. So I think I ultimately have, and also I've been the last 2 episodes have already kind of screwed me up. So I think I'm gonna have to just suck up my pride here for a second. I think I'm gonna go with Yugi.
All right. If I may go next, just to spice it up a little bit. All right. Well, first of all, I would like to say yes, I think you succeeded.
Ultimately, I think I actually probably should have gone last because I was the one y'all needed to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Oh well.
What?
Oh well.
What? You made your choice anyway. Well, I do ultimately think that yes. I think you did succeed and made me think that I don't think this is one-sided in any way. I do think Ash is gonna have to put up one hell of a fight against Yugi, but ultimately I do think just Yugi's sheer power and while Ash may have a lot of counters for Yugi, I do think Yugi's counters are ultimately a bit better for whatever Ash may throw his way, and it's going to be tricky, and I mean especially with stuff like Yami. Yami, yes. Yami giving him some tips during the battle, I think that could definitely help a lot. I do think ultimately Yugi will be coming out on top here, even if it's going to be a very difficult fight for both. So, I'm going with Yugi.
In the beginning, I wanted to see a version of this debate where I could be confident to go with Ash. Brobuscus has literally spent the better part of a year taking on this task, and he did not disappoint. This is probably the best research and debate he's done, second only by Dante. Hint, Sean. And I was really looking forward to what Mate had to say about Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it has been a minute since I've seen both of them. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged notwithstanding. But while Ash definitely I couldn't see Ash having the speed advantage. One could make the argument that Ash would have his own advantages in intelligence, in this case battle tactics. I think that Yugi just has the better power. He has the better hacks thanks to Yami, and the fact that Yugi can also just will any card to his hand or have an endless amount of cards that give him more traps, more spells, more monsters, whereas Ash will run out of Pokemon eventually. I am ultimately still going to side with Yugi and Yami. I think Ash will put up a good fight. He's going to prove that he was the very best, but the King of Games will still be holding his title. So, yeah. Yugi for the win.
Alright,
Guess it's me.
yeah, go on.
Okay. Bro. Holy crap, dude. And I just want to say, I want to see comments praising Brobuscus for watching through all of the anime, all of the movies, and doing all of this by himself.
Yes, no. Give Brobuscus all the praise.
Yeah, give this lad some praise. Give him some credit.
Yeah.
Just like how I'm glad to see Ash get credit through this. You did a fantastic job presenting all these ways he could deal with Yugi stuff. But yeah, ultimately I'm gonna have to side with Yugi because of sheer power, hacks, and just the fact that the way he uses his cards can just manipulate the battle as a whole. So I think he just has like too much control over pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna side with Yugi.
I wish I could be more confident in giving Ash a pretty solid... Like, I walked into this thinking Ash had a pretty solid speed advantage. And I'm not exactly not against that. I just wish I was more confident in that. I just lost my confidence in that idea. Because if Ash was like a lot faster, then I think he could like use that to work around a lot of Yugi's more dangerous battlefield control.
Yeah, for sure. I actually remember thinking that, like when I was going through Yu-Gi-Oh, I was like, Ash is gonna have the speed edge, right? Because of like all the bullcrap the Pokemon can do, and I was like,
he's definitely gonna be more.
Before I had control over time, and he still lost.
He's definitely gonna be more nimble because like moving around the battlefield is basically like Ash's thing.
Yeah, so okay, I can't see Ash being the one who ultimately gets the speed advantage, but it's ultimately undone because again, yeah, Time Wizard and many ways to manipulate time is just what Yugi and Yami have in their corner. So
also we can just halt the battle with Swords of Revealing Light.
Yes, that's right, and it's so. You definitely convinced me, bro. If there's two things you convinced me that I can agree on, you convinced me that Ash, if we were just going off of speed and speed alone and we weren't talking about the hacks and the cards, then yes, you definitely made me believe that Ash could and should be faster. And also, again, you made me believe that, you know what, yeah, if this were just a battle of who could be quicker on the draw in terms of the command, then yeah, Ash would probably be the fastest opponent that Yugi has ever fought, as far as I know. So don't count yourself out. Like you definitely threw me for a loop with the speed advantage.
Real quick, can I make the cope argument real quick that you could just use Solgaleo or Naganadel to just open up a portal to ultra space and just leave him there?
Yeah, sure.
Look, man, is that a cope argument that can work, or is that dead in the water too?
I mean,
does Yugi have dimensional travel?
I mean,
I only need a yes or no. I'll believe you.
I'm
gonna say yes.
Okay, that's all I needed to hear. All right, never mind. All right, cool. There's my cope. Anyway, either
I
way,
end this with like something I want from the fight. Like, regardless of the winner, I just have this like vision of like how I would like it to end. Like, big clash with their strongest monsters. Like, explosion of light envelops the arena. They're both like, you know, doing the whole like Goku Superman scream thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the ground, there's Ash's hat and Yugi's puzzle. And depending on who wins, they grab the opposite item, pay respect to their fallen opponent, and hold it up while the announcer announces them as the winner.
Hey.
Like, if Yugi wins, he'll pick up Ash's hat and say, "You fought valiantly, Pokemon Master." Or if Ash wins, he picks up the puzzle, says, "Good battle, King of Games."
Mm-hmm.
I think
either way, this should end. Either way, this should end with respect, not cheesy.
And that's fitting for both.
It should. And if it doesn't, I'll just dock a point off.
And God forbid this ends the same way that Pokemon vs. Digimon did.
Oh God.
But with DJ on the team, I seriously freaking doubt it.
I'm
also saying, please don't have any of the energy that was in that one Death Battle cast that covered this matchup.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Particularly on the Yugi side.
Yeah. Nah,
maybe I could bring up another cope argument that Ash lifted up. Speaking of that cast, I could probably bring up another argument that Ash lifted up freaking Cosmo M, which weighs a literal ton. Because the animators of Sun and Moon definitely did not think of that.
Yeah. Okay,
but I
think-
I won't because it's late and who cares?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, it's only
Alright.
3:30 in the morning for me.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, with that, hey, you both put up one hell of an argument, and that's all we could ever ask for.
I agree.
I hope I at least proved that this is the one that I was going all in on.
You did. No, dude, you did. You more than did. Like I'm
like all the other characters I repped throughout this last year, Child's Play. Forget them. This is the one that I was really going in on. So I hope I at least like I said, I just want to make sure that people I got people to stop and think for a second instead of just being like Yugi wins. The end. I hate that shit.
no, I agree. You did.
Yeah, no, you did. Yeah, definitely.
Hold your hand up in pride. Give yourself a bow. Take a bow. And
I did it for the both. I know I did it for the opening statements, but I'm doing it for both of you. Yeah. For both of you. Both of you did really.
Yes. Before we leave, this was episode 99.
Oh yes.
Thanks to Mate for being on here for this 99th episode, and
Problemo.
yeah, and the next time you see us, not gonna say it, but we will have something planned for episode 100. There is teases, there are surprises, and don't be entirely shocked if when episode 100 comes out, things are gonna be a little different than how they would have been if this was since this is the finale.
Yes. Make sure you tune in for it because it's gonna be fun.
Yes.
Don't overthink that too much. By the way, that has some heavy implications. I'm not gonna clarify what those implications are, because why the hell would I do that? That just ruins the fun.
Yeah, but it will be an episode to remember, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it will. It will. I'll also obligatory. Yes, we are aware of the Champions Island winner, and we're going to discuss that when the matchup is actually decided. In episode 101.
Yeah.
And we will reveal who will be repping that as an early present to y'all.
Yes.
That was not talked about among the three of us, but I'm not gonna shoot that down. I'm okay with that. Anyway, with that being said, we still have this episode. So
wait, real quick, mate, quick, give me a quick answer on this one. So after Suzuki was your previous most wanted, what's your new most wanted? Say that real quick.
Wait, hold on. Where did you get it being my most wanted from?
In the podcast we did forever ago with the bros and lads.
Sure, you did say that. You did say it was your most wanted.
Yeah.
We have archival footage. Yeah, we have archival footage.
All right. Well, if you don't have
so long,
I actually don't remember.
Fair enough. No.
All right. Well, if you don't have a new one, don't worry about it then.
Yeah, I would have to think about it.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's another thing. All right,
we'll leave it at that.
Brobuscus.
Yeah. With that being said, thanks for watching. I would say I'm sorry this went on for too long. But knowing me, I'm probably going to split this in half. So, I think this warrants it.
That's probably a good idea.
At the very least, thanks for sticking around for either of our discussions, whichever one you watched, or maybe you're a real one and watched both. If you didn't watch this one, then we don't mess with you. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
You can.
Hope you
I'll leave
could
it.
at least tolerate my jokes.
I'll leave it up. I'll leave it up to y'all to determine whether or not I'm joking or not.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And yes, because it's probably going to be a two-parter. I mean both parts. I hope you liked Dante versus Clive. If you didn't, then you just don't have a sense of enjoyment. I
You
don't
don't
know
have a fun. You don't
Yeah.
have a fun bone in your body.
Yeah, that's definitely better than what I was saying. My brain just completely
You've
like
lost your sense
flatlined
of
there.
fun.
Yeah, you've lost your sense of,
There you go.
yeah, you've lost your sense of fun. There you go. That's the one. Yeah, I don't make the rules. Well, maybe that's not true. Uh, hope you're excited for Ash versus Yugi. If you're not, again, where's your fun? It's an army battle that's potentially even freaking 3D. Come on now.
Let's go.
And if you don't like
I have
either,
something fun planned for my reaction to that.
yeah, and if you don't like either of these
Hey.
characters, then you didn't have a childhood. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
That's just the law.
Yeah, that's just the law.
Got it.
And next episode's episode 100, so get ready for that.
Get hype.
Yes.
With that being said, well, for one, thank God I am finally free of this goddamn episode.
Yeah.
And we will see you all in the next episode. So be ready for that. Bye,
Geronimo.
everybody.
Bye.
Nice.